Let's dive into all of this right now.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
Not yet.
Listen,
That intro, Aries, it gets me moving every time, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
it gets you in the groove. Baby.
It does. Makes me
Well,
want
listen.
some salmon ice cream.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do to go with this spotchka, baby.
Mhm.
Yes.
Listen, guys, and everyone who's in the chat, if that doesn't get you going, and especially that scene from Revenge of the Sith, I don't know if anything that we're going to serve up here today is going to get you going. But look, I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with these fine gentlemen that are in here today. And we're going to have a couple of more that join us in a little bit. But listen, I have the spotchka. This is the deluxe spotchka, baby, like that deluxe 2-pack Boba Fett, which we may talk about. Listen, I've got it all brewing. I've got decaf. I've got regular. I've got the Tauntaun blend. And I also got a new blend for you, a Grogu blend. Look, I'm going to serve it up to him right now. Here it is. Scrumptious, baby. But look, we got a nice panel in here today. I am super stoked about it. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And Lael, 1/6 scale man's in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be here, bro. It's been a long time. It's been a while.
It has. It's been a minute for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has been.
I love your channel, man. And
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Love how it's growing.
Yeah. It's really taking shape with the help of Will, of course. And
Yeah, right.
no, honestly, like seriously, like I said, I mean, with the help of Will and the segments that we actually come up with, it's been a blast, man. Like I said, it's been a blessing, and to stand amongst content creators such as yourself, brother cousins, of course, Will Foxification, Optical 20, Justin's Collectibles, everybody basically out there who is a content creator, man. It's an amazing place to be, and especially around the holiday season. It's incredible. I love it.
Yeah, it is the holiday season, right? And you bring up a great point. I mean, we talked about it backstage a little bit. You get so busy creating content, and then going on your regular shows with the people you're normally on. It's easy, click a button, and it's so good to just expand out because the whole community is awesome. And I watch all the shows. I watch all the live shows, and it's just awesome to be. It's a really great community, and brother cousins. It's how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you so much for having me once again, man. I'm so pumped about this show and all these new releases that we're getting.
Yeah. Tell me about it. We have a couple. Listen, and everybody who's in the chat, hello to you all as well. We're certainly going to be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. We've got a whopper for you today. You're going to need a lot to wash it down with. I've got it all brewing for sure. So whatever your flavor, we're going to be able to hook you up, baby. Just tell me in the chat what table you're sitting at. But we're going to talk about the battling version of Spider-Man. Yes, a little bit later in the show. We'll take a break from the Star Wars. We're going to get into that. Then we're going to get back into Star Wars. We'll talk a little bit about Loki. Where's that premium edition? And then we'll go back to Star Wars as well. So we'll cover it all. But Will Foxification, how was your Thanksgiving?
Dude, thanks so much for having me, Aries. Always a blast to be on, man. My Thanksgiving was good. I didn't have salmon ice cream or carrot pie, but I kind of am jealous and wish I did now because I didn't know those existed because I do eat salmon a lot, actually. I really like it. I cook salmon a lot. I mean, salmon, dude, so simple. all you gotta do is throw some soy sauce on it, get some of Sam's Club. It tastes really good, but I didn't know you could put it in ice cream. But now I do know. But seriously, I had all the good stuff. Aries, mac and cheese is still the best Thanksgiving side. I mean, it's the best dish. Period. I think mac and cheese is the goat. It will always be the best. It's the Anakin Skywalker of Thanksgiving dishes, not because it's burnt, because it's actually good. So, but yeah, Aries. So thanks for having me, man. It's been always, I enjoy, like, Lael's been a huge part of my channel as well, and brother cousin's been on there, so we've hung out a bunch. My fellow Marylander. So
that's right. That's right. Maryland represent.
I know, man. Got to represent Maryland. So, but thanks for having me, Aries. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this will be a lot of fun, and everybody's probably wondering, like, what are you talking about, Sam and ice cream? Maybe I can get Lael to tell everybody a little bit about your Thanksgiving yesterday.
Thanksgiving was great. Again, I had interesting because, like I said, I mean, listen, this is a vegan delicatessen here, but at the same time, like I said, literally, like, I knew there was carrot cake, but I didn't really know about carrot pie anyway myself. And one of a relative's house, they had me actually taste it. They had both the sweet potato pie and the carrot pie, and they both looked exactly the same. The carrot pie was a tad bit darker, a slight bit darker, but then when I tasted it, I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. I've never had it before. But yeah, it's good. And I had 2 slices of it, because that's just where I was. And then she actually pulled out the grand finale of them all, which was the ice cream slice. It was, basically, I told her I'm vegan, I can't have it. She said, well, you trust me, you'll like this. And I tried it. It tastes like it was vanilla ice cream, but it had like a bit of a spice to it, like a cinnamon type of base, like, to it. And then that's what she told me. She said, what you're eating right now is a salmon-based, I think it was a grilled, it's smoked salmon-based ice cream, like, literally. Wow. And I never heard of it before in my life until that day. It was really good, though. It was definitely good. So, get a chance, look it up. There is a such thing as a smoke-based salmon ice cream. So it's out there.
It sounds like a flavor, that 6-scale Cantina, that the Cantina should be whipping up. Look, I mean, this drink here is a little bit looks like salmon, I guess. The flavor of it. But yeah, that's really cool. And just saying hi to everybody in the chat. And I've been flashing you all on the screen. And, Colin Paris is on table 66. Look, I've got the proper 66 for you, baby. Here. So coming right up, the table 66. Right. It keeps you from, like, following order 66 from the Emperor. So you need proper 66 in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to go ahead and get right into it. But before I do, is it possible that the Hot Toys Wizard is here? And I say, oh, it's the Maestro. Man of Hot Collectibles.
How you doing, guys? Can you guys hear me well?
Hey, brother. How you doing, man? How are you?
Well, Will, brother, cousins.
How you doing, brother?
Everyone, good. Sorry, I was running a bit late. Usually the day after Thanksgiving, right? Friday we take off. We don't do nothing. We just, eat leftovers. And then normally on the weekend, we do the Christmas decoration and everything. And I thought it's going to be an easy task. And you know how it is. You end up, okay, you know what? I need to clean this. You know what? I need to clean that. You know what? I need this. You know what? I need that. It's like a never ending, man. So I literally took a shower to come right here. So glad to be here, guys.
Yeah. So I guess you want decaf to slow down a little bit, or do you need regular for this show?
Oh, man. After this, I'm going to go to my bed, watch some movies. I'm old, man.
I'm older, man. Listen, how was your Thanksgiving, buddy?
It was very good. Very good. I ate a lot, like pretty much everyone, I guess. We got leftovers yesterday, so that was good. And today we ordered food because nobody had time to cook anything. We were just so busy, like doing some yard work and everything. Even though it was kind of cold here. I don't know how in Jersey it was a bit colder, so I don't know how is the weather, around you guys. But
it's cold now.
It's freezing
now.
It's very windy.
It's definitely freezing.
Very windy. Yeah. Oh my God, wind almost blew me away last night.
Yeah, Western PA is definitely cold.
Yes, it is, bro.
But listen, I'll tell you what's not cold. That's Star Wars Hot Toys, but I think Hot Toys in general. I almost stumbled on myself there because it's not just Star Wars. And for everybody who's jumping in, and you got 65 in here now, you might as well just hit the like button now, baby. Because Howard's going to have to take a look at this show for sure. But we're certainly going to mix in with the Star Wars, as I mentioned to those that are jumping in. We're going to talk about this battling version that just came out with Spider-Man. We're going to talk a little bit about the premium version of Loki too. We'll break it up, and we'll keep going back to Star Wars. But here's where I want to start it off, and we're going to go to some different series, and we'll start off with the prequels, some different, whether it's a TV show or a series. And from what Hot Toys has already come out with, whether it's a movie, a trilogy, or a solo movie by itself, or a television show, from what they've already come out with, and also just from the sheer fact of who is popular in that actual, film from Star Wars, what would really possibly be next? And it could be for the month of December, which we basically almost got just 1 month left here in 2021 for them to come out with some announcements that could possibly be out of left field. And then also, but for all of 2022, what can they possibly come out with? So when I started off the show, we put in, of course, you saw the Jedi with Mace Windu. You had Eth Koth there, and you had Mace Windu and Kit Fisto and the gang, right there trying to arrest Chancellor Palpatine, and they were going to get into the whole lightsaber duo. And really, I'm going to put this up onto the screen, and I'll shift here to this. And I'm going to put up a bunch of different collages or posters, if you will. And we'll start off with Dante, the Man of Hot Collectibles. We know what they've already come out with for the Phantom Menace. We've got Darth Maul, we've got Qui-Gon Jinn. We know what they've come out with in Attack of the Clones. We've got Yoda, we've got Count Dooku. We know that they came out with Obi-Wan, and they came out with Cody, and they came out with a couple of versions of Anakin for Revenge of the Sith. And with some of these on here, Dante, what would be for Hot Toys the next logical release from everything that that they've come out with already? It can be any of the ones on the screen here, and I'll also flash some other ones. But what do you think from the prequels, if they were going to come out with another figure, either before the end of this year or anytime next year? What would be the one you think is coming?
Let me pick and choose. Easy, Maze Window. Man, I know this is the topic, right? Every time we have this discussion, I want to see Maze Window, man. Like, it's like we need it. It's not a matter of like should they. It's like they have to. We're gonna see Mace Windu probably in either on the book of Boba Fett or the Mandalorian. There's some rumors around about Mace Windu, but I think the logical release or the logical announcement will be Mace Windu from the prequels. Not only will be awesome, right, but it will also boost the sales for probably Jango Fett, or maybe doing some type of maybe not a reissue, but more like a Clone Wars line, Count Dooku, for example, right? All those things. Because I'm watching Clone Wars, I started watching it. Episode 8 so far, season 1. Still super behind. But hey, I started and I actually watch it, and I actually kind of start liking it. But not to go to the sideways here. I think Mace Windu should be the one that we need to see announced.
And that's interesting. We'll go up to brother cousins. We'll go up and down here because I was actually, when you really think about it, and I love Christopher Lee, the Count Dooku character, and of course Liam Neeson in the Phantom Menace. I'm a huge Liam Neeson fan, brother cousins, but almost a little surprising with those releases. With I could think of a few others that are on this poster that I maybe star power wise or Star Wars fan wise would have come out with first. But even that they put those two out, it makes me kind of tingle, baby, as to what could be coming, or I've been waiting in great anticipation. What is your thoughts?
I gotta agree with Dante on this one. I really think we're gonna get Mace. I think that's what everybody's waiting for. Then with the impending release of Jango Fett, he's gonna come at some point. We know we're gonna get a Jango Fett, and we know we're gonna get a Mace. The thing is, what Mace are we gonna get? Are we gonna get the Mace from Clone Wars first? I would think we would get that first before we get a mace from the Book of Boba Fett, if he happens to be in that property. But I really think we're going to get that. It's going to be announced sometime very soon. Probably, I would say, I give it to the end of this year. But we keep saying that, and we're getting close. But I think we're going to get them pretty quick, pretty soon. And another thing,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up hope on Padme. I really think we're going to get a Padme too.
You know, they did tease that, Will. They teased a Padme, they teased a
Yeah.
Kit Fisto, they've teased a few things from the prequels. I was actually a little surprised. You know, I would almost think, hey, you know, you come out with Mace or maybe Padme before the Count Dooku character, and I love that character, and he was awesome in Attack of the Clones. Of course, in the ending of the first one, and very briefly and dramatically in Revenge of the Sith. But you know, Padme's kind of like a star. If you're building, I feel like, Will, if you're building a true collection, it's almost like if they didn't have a Count Dooku on the market, but they had a Padme, you know, they had a 3PO and they had a base, you would almost feel like, okay, it's a full collection. It'd be nice to have a Dooku, but I almost feel like you kind of need to have a Padme and a Mace Windu. What do you think?
Yeah, and I mean, they definitely could go the route of releasing Padme because we saw with Jango Fett, I mean, he was shown for a while, for multiple years before he ever went up for pre-order. So Padme could go the same route. Maybe they're still refining the figure, refining the head sculpt. You know, they showed the one initial, prototype, and then maybe they're just refining that to make it better before they actually put it up for pre-order. So Padme could be the answer because Natalie Portman is a very popular actress, especially since she's going to be in the new Thor movie coming up. So she's going to be Lady Thor. She's going to be even more in the spotlight than she was before. She's a very, renowned actress in terms of like her drama films and drama acting. So yeah, I think that would be really cool. I don't know if that's the most likely. Mace Windu is a good prediction by Dante and Brother Cousins. I think that makes sense. I think Mace Windu, I mean, it's been long overdue anyway, but I kind of like, he's smirking at us right now, but Emperor Palpatine, sort of the episode 3 Palpatine, I would really like that. If I'm wanting to see which one I want to see the most, I think it would be Grievous and then Mace. But I think Palpatine actually makes a lot of sense because I don't think it'd be very difficult. I mean, it'd be a new sculpt for Hot Toys, but it'd be something that would be cool. You know, get an Ian McDermott sculpt. I doubt, just he seems like a very easygoing, likable guy. I doubt he would be too difficult for his likeness rights and things like that. So I think they could do that. The outfit's not that crazy. Give him a red lightsaber. I would totally buy that. In episode 3, Palpatine, you're recreating that fight scene. And at that point, you're right, Aries, maybe you need a Mace then. Because, you need that. So Mace just makes way too much sense, but I think he's along the same vein as 3PO. Why is there not a Mace? Why is there not a 3PO? I mean, it's the same question, really.
Yeah.
Jar Jar would be cool, too. I would get a Jar Jar.
You know, I put Jar Jar in the department and of figures that could come out. He's almost like a novelty item at this point, almost like a talking point, right, Lael? Jar Jar, Binks, it's almost like it's kind of like you could do a Venomize this for Marvel, Venomize that. It's almost like you come out with a Jar Jar. It's like, oh, look, it's really, 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 really cool. But before we get to you, Lael, on that, I just want to keep welcoming. We got 82 in here now, and welcome to the Market Chart Show Live. And we will be talking about the battling version of Spider-Man a little bit later in the show. And then we'll go back to Star Wars. We're going to talk about a couple of the other releases as well that'll tie into Star Wars. So don't fret on that. But, going to you, Lael, he brings up a good point, Will, about Senator Palpatine. And I did play that in the beginning. I mean, that interaction that he had in Revenge of the Sith with Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu. I mean, it really gets your heart going. And also the senator, he was in all 3 movies as well, an important character. What do you think about that character? What do you think about any of these, like I'm flashing on the screen? What would make sense to you if they were going to come out with another prequels announcement? What would it be, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, of course, the obvious choice would be Mace, considering the simple fact that they already have the Sam Jackson head sculpt. All they would have to do pretty much is just remove the mustache and the beard, and pretty much give him a very sufficient eye, and he'd be good. I mean, considering the fact that we already had his rendition as Nick Fury, for the Avengers. But the thing is, it's like with Hot Toys, they have a track record of misdirect, and we never know. Um, as much as I can sit up here and say, I would want to have, a Mace, want to have a Padme. The thing is, they introduced Padme years ago. Now we're talking about what, 3 years now, almost 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah.
It was something that they teased, something that they knew the fans wanted. And it would have been a great choice, but they dropped the ball on it. I don't know if it was just mainly one of those situations where they wanted to kind of go back, retool some things. I noticed that the uniform itself or the tailoring was a bit loose for the characters, so it kind of made sense. The likeness itself wasn't. It was a bit spotty. It was. You could see that it was Padme, but it was a bit spotty. So I mean, I would have guessed that they would have probably went back and retooled some things just to kind of, but I think the opportunity, here's my thing. The biggest opportunity right now, their focus is on their new IPs, which is The Mandalorian and Boba Fett. We know that that's where they are right now. With the prequels, they're showing them some love, but I think that just like, finally, after so many years, we got Jango. It took them years to basically finally give us a Jango, a really decent
Yeah.
Jango version. So, of course, with that Tamora Morrison head sculpt, they're going to capitalize on that. I wouldn't be surprised if we got that even before the end of the year. You never know. But as far as Mace, I mean, it has been teased in a couple of holograms pieces that we actually
Hmm.
got.
That's true. That's right.
And
They
you know what I
did do
mean?
that.
Exactly. So it would be the obvious. And as far as Senator Palpatine, I can see them doing something like that, but probably not until next year. You know what I mean? Or having that reveal closer to like next year. And here's the thing, you got to keep in mind that we're not going to see major releases because we have Celebration coming up in May. So you got to keep that in mind. Star Wars Celebration is coming up in May. More closer to that time, we're going to get a lot of releases, Star Wars releases on figures. So I think they're going to kind of hold off on a lot of major releases up until closer to Celebration. And that's when we'll get a few more announcements. If anything, they're going to concentrate on the figures that we haven't gotten yet, such as the Clone Wars Darth Maul, the Clone Wars Ahsoka. There's a couple of other figures that, we're still basically waiting on. So I think they're going to focus on getting those released first. And then as far as the reveals, we'll probably get that more closer to like maybe February, March, April, something like that. Just depending right before we get Celebration. So I think that's when we'll probably get some reveals. But come on, they know the people have spoken. And Mace is one of the biggest figures that everybody wants right now. And it's a hot draw. I mean, who cares?
Yes.
I'm not saying who cares, but okay, they say that Star Wars isn't a popular IP in Hong Kong. Well, it's popular in the US, and this is where you can make
Yes.
that money. So give us Mace, and then we don't have to moan about it anymore. We all want it. It's there, so just give it to us. I want the
Well,
bald head king, so give it to me.
Purple lightsaber king.
well, Dante, Lale brings up a really good point that ties into this. And that's kind of like the whole basis of the show. They do have a lot invested that they're going to have to come out with the book of Boba Fett and of course the upcoming Obi-Wan series. Forget about the Bad Batch and also Andor, and you got the Mandalorian still
Mhm.
coming out next year. And of course the Clone Wars are on fire, so they're going to be continuing
Oh
with
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
he brings up a great point, Dante, in the fact of, and it kind of ties right in. We could talk about all these figures, but if we're gonna say they're gonna come out with one this year or next year, which ones would they be? And I think that this conversation, what we've talked about here is Senator Palpatine, we've talked about Mace, and we talked about Padme.
Mhm.
And really, to me, that makes a lot of sense too. Is there anything else that you think could come up? Because obviously the Mace Windu, it goes obviously with all the other Jedi, but it goes with the Jango Fett, so it'll help that particular figure. If you come out with Padme, it's just Padme, she's the main character, can go with any Anakin. Realistically, you talk about Palpatine. I mean, that's just going to be money for anyone. Certainly would go with the Mace. Certainly would go with a ton. Is there anything else, perhaps, that we're not thinking of?
The one that I'm thinking is not related to the prequels, not related to the sequels, but mainly related to Clone Wars, which should be General Kenobi, right? Because we already have Anakin. right, from the Clone Wars, and a lot of people asking about what's going on with this one. Why is not announced yet? It was only a tease, and people are concerned because they're probably thinking, oh, you know what, they teased stuff before and never saw the light. So is that going to be the case for this particular figure? Based on the information that we have, it's going to be announced at one point. I'm not sure exactly what date, but we should see General Kenobi announced hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hmm.
And that's a nice
No,
picture, by the way.
I do agree with that. I think for sure, and we're going to talk about that Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really, they're absolutely going to do that now, I believe. And we'll talk about that and see what the panel's opinion is. But, going up to you, brother cousins, as we kind of, finish out this segment and go to the next one on possibilities. But very, very interesting. They did tease a Kit Fisto. Okay. They teased the Padme. They came out with Qui-Gon, which to me was interesting, although a major actor that carried a lot of that film from the first one. So I will give it that. But really, with all of these clones that are going to be coming out, and they already did tease a Kit Fisto, a lot of times these Jedi, a Jedi are going to go with certain battalions and certain clone captains and commanders. You know what I'm talking about. And really, for me, you have to wonder, is it possible that some of the figures that they could come out with and come out with fast, and I'll pull this up on the screen, and they already teased this. When you look at this particular figure and how well Cody is doing in the secondary market, and now that they've got this particular mold and how good the clones are going, you really have to wonder, are we looking the wrong way when we're thinking Mace? Are we looking the wrong way when we're thinking Padme? And it's something like this that's going to actually have a Revenge of the Sith label on it. Is this possible real fast? What say you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They know the clones is money. Complete big good money and quick money. I mean, all they have to do is change some paint applications, some alterations to the helmets, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. You got it going. And yeah, so they're absolutely going to do this. I don't want them to get to the point where we're just cloned out, which I think I really see that happening. But
me too.
I really see that happening. I mean, me first, but you got a lot of people that like the army build, and it's quick money, so they'll absolutely yes. Yep.
Yeah. And we'll go into you with this.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually really feel a sense that this is going to come, and really, quite frankly, they teased this a while ago. They teased so much. And I also bring into a lot of points on my shows recently that those are the dark days, the dark times of Star Wars, where you could even move a dark side Anakin, you couldn't move an Emperor. There was just not a whole lot of love right there. And then everything was on fire with Infinity War and Endgame and so much controversy with Star Wars. Now I feel like Star Wars is catching fire. And we're going to talk about that throughout the show in some various stats and numbers I'm going to put up. But what do you think about something like this? Like, you could wake up in the morning like, oh, they came out with it. Oh, yeah, it does make sense. They're coming out with clones left and right. And then on top of that, the question for you, what does this say about Cody? Because no one wants to talk about reissues. It's the elephant in the room. But let's be honest. We got an Attack of the Clones Yoda that got reissued. Is it possible that Commander Cody, even no one wants to hear it, could be reissued? It's closing in at the $450 tier range right now. They also did Empire Strikes Back Vader. They did Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Clones are on fire. Those two things go.
Yeah, they definitely could. Cody is one of those figures that's been very hot on the secondary market. And before he even sold out, Aries, I knew that we all knew that was going to happen. Cody was very anticipated. Same thing's going to happen with Rex when he sells out. He's going to be another one that goes way up just for sure because they're very popular clones and popular characters overall. It's funny, though, kind of going back to the original point you made about Star Wars sort of taking center stage and Marvel taking the backstage. I would agree with that overall in terms of like what the market collectors are telling you, because I actually bought like all of my Star Wars Hot Toys in the dark time. So I got lucky actually, because I bought the Obi-Wan A New Hope for like $200 some, like basically brand new. Han Solo A New Hope for $230 brand new. Chewbacca for like $200. So when everything was low because the sequels weren't very popular, everyone was selling their Star Wars and the market value was real low. So I bought everything, having no idea that it was going to change at all. And then eventually they all skyrocketed. So I just got lucky and got it in at the right time. But yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
the right time. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I bought all the original trilogy stuff that I needed and all the, prequel stuff that I needed. A lot of the prequel stuff was up for pre-order, like Dooku and Anakin and all that stuff. So I had every opportunity to get them, and I did. But yeah, the Clone Trooper makes so much sense. I mean, because Hot Toys is very much about easy money, right? Like any business. If they know they can produce a figure that's going to be low effort and sell a lot of volume, then they're going to do that. And these clones do. I mean, these clones are very popular. They sell a lot. As long as people keep buying them, and troopers in general, they're going to keep making them and keep selling them. There's no head sculpt for a lot of them. Some of the clones there are. You have a Tamora Morrison head sculpt, obviously, but this, I don't think this would be a very difficult figure to make. I wouldn't be shocked if this popped up or any other trooper popped up next week, because it's just kind of what Hot Toys does at this point, right? It's like Spider-Man and, Iron Man when Iron Man was popular, and then you get troopers, and that's just kind of, what you do. They're going to make every trooper from Mando. They're going to make every trooper from Book of Boba that pops up, yeah, I'd say totally. But as far as a Cody reissue, I could see it. It's definitely possible. I would be more happy about a Darkseid Anakin reissue, because I think would be one. If you're gonna reissue a prequel figure, there's no figure hotter than that one. So why not?
Hot.
Even if you change the base, right? Change the base and just make it a new. But they could also just wait for when he shows up, and maybe there's a flashback in Obi-Wan in the show, and you give us a new Anakin. Maybe it's a Darkseid Anakin flashback or something, right? A prequel, some kind of. I would prefer that, but Cody makes sense.
They got to be coming out with that Darkseid Anakin. It is so, and it's showing signs of trending up again. It came down a little bit. If you say the low 600s is low for that figure, now it's been going back up over 700, that average. And I absolutely think, Will, that they're going to come out with it. So Lael, the Darkseid Anakin, the Cody reissue to 212, and let me add this whopper on you, because I actually think and I do really think that base is coming. I feel it in my bones. But I actually think that two figures that could come out even before it, or could come out next week out of nowhere, is that 212, or even this. I'll put this up on the screen. Now, I'm putting up Commander Gree, not the Chewbacca, because here's another clone trooper. And what figure that's already out, Lael, would Gree automatically go with that's been reissued twice? Is, of course, the Attack of the Clones. Yoda. I can absolutely see this. I think it'd be like a surprise. Oh, it's going to have the prequels banner. But I could see something like this, because I think people would scoop that up like crazy. What say you?
Here's the thing. I think two figures that we're kind of missing out on right now, that have already been, pretty much announced and revealed, was the battle droid and the super battle droid. That was actually at the at the Sideshow Con, I think a year ago then, or last summer, I believe. I don't know when. I think it was basically revealed then. Around, actually, yeah, it was around the time that they actually revealed. It might have been May, but it was when they revealed both Cosca Reeves. We got a couple of hosts of other figures that we actually got. Then we got that diorama from Mandalorian. We'll never see. But they did reveal the super battle droid as well. Now, if we're looking at it, even though those battle droids were strictly made for the Mandalorian, I mean, it would make sense that that would give you an idea that we would get the 212 figures anyway, especially with Cody. They know that these clones are extremely popular, and why not have it as a companion piece? So definitely. Now with Anakin, that's a no-brainer. The Darkseid Anakin we're going to get. I mean, I'm not even going to say hopefully we will get. No, we're going to get that re-release, especially around the time of Boba Fett. I mean, not Boba Fett. Obi-Wan. You know, exactly. Max Geek them Cobb Van. We actually got as well. Was a reveal. But yeah, we'll definitely get a re-release on Anakin, and it may, like you said, it's not going to be the same base. It will be something different. You know, they
Yeah.
will basically give us like a different iteration, modified a bit. You know, we might even actually get you know, a DX version of Anakin. You never know. You know what I mean? That's highly possible.
Well, let me ask you this on top of that. Since
Yeah.
let's say, because Will mentioned they would give you the base,
Mhm.
you're thinking they won't give you the base. I think everyone here, we've all thought this through. I believe that as well. What does that do, in your opinion, Lael, to the one that's in the secondary market? Now, if it's not exactly the same, does that figure just go way down, or does it retain its value
I think
and
it
go up?
retain. I think it will basically retain its value. Because that, like I
Wow.
said, that figure's hot. It's mainly a hot figure. If you know, anytime it's going to basically have its place as a you know, once they do a re-release. But that one, the original, it was so good, and it was the one that actually caused the most controversy because we had just gotten the release of Anakin for them to come back and release the dark side version, which everybody was like, why didn't you just give us the two head sculpts? Why'd you not give us a
Right.
second head sculpt? So it was the one that, you know, garnished a lot of controversy with it. I think that this one, if they release this one, they'll probably release it with at least 3 younglings with it.
The accessory pack.
As his accessory pack,
Probably a
youngling.
Grogu too.
They're
yeah.
gonna give us like 3 younglings with it.
Well, let me ask you this, Lael, real
That'd be
quick.
the
I just
first
flashed
release.
this on. You're
Yeah.
talking about it. A 6-scale collector says instead of a reissue, how about a 2.0 Dark Side Anakin?
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping you mean 6-scale collector, a 2.0 where it's still the same head sculpt because I don't think they're going to change it. But you mean like a repaint or some different hair or some differences?
Probably
I could see that.
Yeah,
accessories, yeah.
or if they gave us a 2.0 and gave us the post Anakin after he fought I mean Obi-Wan.
Dude, a 2-pack?
Mm.
A
Like
2-pack
him
would
cutting
be
half or
incredible.
something
Yeah,
with
it
him
would.
all
No,
burned
well,
up.
then you're
That would be
talking about
sick.
Darth Vader, guys. You're talking about a Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader at that. I mean, we are talking about Darth Vader anyway. But if you're talking about after he fought Obi-Wan, they basically got to put him in the suit, right?
That would be a really cool 2-pack.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would spill my coffee over that one.
Let's be honest. That wouldn't even really be a 2-pack. That'd be more like
Okay.
1.5
with a
pack.
major accessory because he was cut to crap.
Right. Well, I was always
Yeah.
saying, I know Leo, I talked to you about this, like maybe
Yeah.
something of Anakin in a Bacta tank or something. Like that would be a cool sort of diorama type piece, right? Like maybe from Rogue One or maybe in something else. Like maybe it'll show up in Obi-Wan in that type of situation. That would maybe
Yeah.
with the tubes on him. Like that would be some really cool. Like Hot Toys would really be challenged by that, and I think they would kill it. That would be something that would sell, I think.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
see, like, and you could have a big display with Vader and have that, and like that'd be cool.
Well,
Yeah.
look, is it possible with these prequel figures we talked about? We stayed very realistic with it. We talked about Padme,
Yeah.
we talked about Mace, and then we talked about Emperor Palpatine and a couple of clones. But is it possible the one that we really are not thinking of is Darth Vader? As you're talking about after he fought Obi-Wan and then with the tubes and all that. I mean, that would probably make a lot of money. I mean, I'm sure they would have data how much that would sell.
We know we're going to get a Vader for Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean
Yes.
that's just a no-brainer. We will get now what iteration we'll get is left. We got to basically wait and see. Because we are, keep in mind, we're dealing with a younger version of Vader who is just discovering, number one, still trying to come into his own, still, slow healing itself, from the simple fact that not only just, physically scarred, but emotionally scarred that, someone he trusted or he felt as though he could trust, he had to, pretty much, I mean, come on, you betrayed the entire Jedi Order, which you believe was right at that point. You've lost your brother, or someone you even looked at one point as a father figure. And on top of that, you're partially responsible for the death of your wife. And you don't even know right now that both children survived. You're still trying to find these things out. So, we're going to see a very, very aggressive Vader in this film, in this show. I think we are. We're going to see a very aggressive. And on top of that, don't forget, we are going to get some Inquisitors. So
Yep.
I am happy about that.
Let me ask you this, Lael. Is he
Yeah.
going to be as rough and tough as this Vader right here? Let me put it on.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
I think we will. I think we will plus more. We're going to actually get this version plus we're going to get the reimagined version that we got in that fan film. That fan reimagined version of him and Obi-Wan. He's going to be vicious. Like I'm telling you, he is going to be vicious. No nonsense Vader. This is what we're going to actually see, and I am loving every bit of it. We're going to see his interaction not only with the Imperials, with the Army and the 501st, but we're going to also see his interaction with the Inquisitors. You know what I mean? Because again, he's dispatched these people out. So, I mean, these figures out. So, I mean, listen. It's a good time for the series, and yes, we're going to see a lot of figures. We're going to see an influx, but again, just keep in mind the biggest influx is going to come around announcement period from Celebration. I got a feeling.
And just
I
wanna
think-
just sorry, I
Yeah,
just
go
wanna
ahead,
add something. Just wanna add something about Vader. I think, I agree with Al. I think this Vader is gonna be like a savage. He's gonna be killing a lot of people probably, but I think we're gonna probably see Vader closer to the last part of the Rogue One, where he was killing those people when he was going to get the plans for the Death
Yes.
Star. I think we're gonna see a Vader closer and perhaps more aggressive than that.
That's
Because
pretty
he has to.
aggressive.
But
Yeah.
also,
That's
I'm
awesome.
thinking. I'm thinking that if you recall in the Return of the Jedi when Luke fought Palpatine and it was Vader as well, and then he was taking Vader out of that chamber, whatever, and when he said to Luke, "I want to look at you with my own eyes," and then he said, "No, I'm going to take the mask. You're going to die," whatever, right? I have a feeling that in this show, Vader's probably going to be able to be without the mask at one point. Like he can actually be without the mask, but then maybe perhaps a fight with Obi-Wan at one point or something injures him even more, where he needs to have the mask at all times. I don't know. It's just a stupid theory, but I was just
That might
thinking
be
about it.
something.
There could be something interesting
Yeah.
there.
like
The
that.
only thing with that is that literally, right now, in the stage that he's in, he cannot survive outside of a back tank or outside the meditation chamber because it does still give him certain healing factors within the chamber itself. He can't survive without that helmet. He can't survive without it. Like literally, that's not only does he have the breathing apparatus, but it is giving him some form of oxygen, and it still is a healing agent. And he's in constant pain.
That's right.
Constant pain. So there's, if anything, we'll probably get it wouldn't even surprise me if we get that Vader with the half helmet scarred and chopped up that we saw in Clone Wars. That'd be incredible. But I think again, I know there's a lot of people that were really really upset about the simple fact that we're going to get another duel because they're still resting on the simple fact that of what he said in A New Hope. He didn't specify a period. He didn't say when. He didn't say what
That's right.
what exact moment. He just said when we last met, I was just a student. Now I am the master. You know what I mean? So it's one of the things that now we're going to look forward to it, but we're going to see him more aggressive, even though we know that he's going to lose again, or it might be a draw. You never know. It might be more because if he loses, it's not going to be like he lost before. We're looking at a more aggressively, eager Vader. And I think that, like I said, that and which really lends to the simple fact that why I think we're going to get we're going to get a Vader. It depends on the iteration. I wouldn't even be surprised if they gave us a one-off modified suit that we have never seen before. You know what I mean? And just had it specifically for that show. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. The internet is going to explode, bro.
Or specific for that fight.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he comes prepared with something specific,
right? And maybe he doesn't lose, but like you said, it's gonna be like a draw, like a very,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Or
very
someone else can
Yeah.
come in.
right.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
maybe someone else comes and saves
Hey.
Obi-Wan when he's about
Hey.
to kill him. Who knows? But
Right.
they can do so much. And let me tell you something. We are the fans that are gonna be happy to see
Oh
that.
my
Whatever
God,
they
you
drop,
understand.
if it's
Dude, I
Vader,
cannot wait. For that
Obi-Wan,
show.
come on. There's no possibility you can fail with a show with those two. There's no way.
I just got a special bulletin. They did say that we might get a special cameo of Brother Cousins as Lando. In Obi-Wan. Like it can happen. Like you never know. Like if we see that, I'll be like, wow, like Brother Cousins is around.
You know, I was going to save this, but yeah, let the internet know. Yeah,
Here to confirm. Donald Glover, old news, bro.
yeah,
right.
he was asking too much, so they
Yeah, right.
They
went
came to
with
Brother
you.
they gave
Cousins.
me
is like-
half of what they was going to give him. So yeah,
You're
He's
the
like,
Don
yo,
Cheadle of Lando.
He said,
Yeah.
he said, plus you got better hair anyway. We need
Yeah,
you.
exactly, bro. You got the pimp curls.
Yeah, exactly.
go.
Well, listen, we're going to talk about Lando a little bit later, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, we got 100 in here. Go ahead and hit that like button because Howard hasn't even begun to see what we're going to talk about here today. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to move from Star Wars just for a little bit because we got to talk about this battling version of Spider-Man that just came out. But real quick, putting this up from Rick here. Aries, I need a Sebulba and Pod Racer. What table are you at, baby? Because I'm going to pour you one. It's on the house. It's happy hour now, actually. I'd love that. I'd love something like that. Highly unlikely, but you have to wonder. Who knows? Maybe we'll hear from the Hot Toys wizard a little bit later on that. Anyway, pulling this up on the screen. I think that this must have just happened right before we went live. I'm going to go to the Man of Hot Collectibles, Dante, first, and pulling this up on the screen. Look, this is like the second Spider-Man, I think, in a week, right, Dante? And did you get to see this yet?
Oh yeah, we actually. Funny thing is, like we were doing the live stream last night,
Yeah.
and literally as soon as we went live, this dropped.
That's when it dropped.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, and we were like, wow, that was a good welcome surprise. It is a movie promo edition, so that means that it is an exclusive type of thing, right? Especially with that base. I love the base. I think everyone in the panel agreed last night that the panel was
Yeah.
beautiful. It is
Yeah.
beautiful. And then we have, as Will says, the mother box, which we don't know what that really is until we actually watch the movie. And I love that. And the fact that this has a head sculpt, because normally the movie promo figures don't have additional head sculpts. It's normally one head sculpt and that's it. Now they're including another one. Love the weathering, pretty much same as the upgraded suit. So I can wait. I haven't seen this on pre-order yet.
No,
So
it's not.
somebody said that it's gonna be a limited edition as well.
I heard we were talking about back was like 800 or something.
Yeah, I
did
don't
someone
know.
say?
That's
Somebody
something I had
was
heard,
saying-
Aries, but I heard it was going to be pretty limited. Yeah, but who knows? The first one was
The first one was.
the one
Wow,
with Far
so-
From Home, the tech suit movie promo. That I don't know if they put a number on it, but it was pretty limited too. Yeah.
I secured
So-
one already though.
So, Will, are you surprised at all or not surprised that two Spider-Mans? I mean, obviously, this is a movie that,
Yeah.
I think we're getting tickets for on Monday. My youngest daughter is the hugest Spider-Man fan on earth. I mean, she just loves Spider-Man. And we can't wait to go see that film. But are you surprised that we got two this quick already before the movie came out?
It's funny, Aries. Not surprised that we got two Spider-Man. I am surprised that we got this one because we've never really gotten a battle damage Spider-Man before. And there's going to be so many more Spider-Man that are going to come out from this film alone. There's going to be probably 6, maybe more, 6 Spider-Man suits to come out from this film alone. So that's just
Wow.
Spider-Man. That's not even counting the villains, right? The villains and everyone else who shows up in this film. So
And one of them is going to be a Tobey Maguire, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. And then you got Andrew Garfield most likely. So yeah, you're gonna have some serious Spider-Man figures coming your way in the near future. So, but I am a little bit surprised we got a battle damage version because I didn't expect them to do a battle damage Spidey because we've never gotten that before. And the upgrade suit already came out, so this is a really cool suit that I've always liked. I ended up selling my original one and actually feel pretty good about that now because I kind of like this one a lot more. So I feel like I kind of just got lucky, honestly. But you know, it's a really great looking suit. It does come with a great diorama base. I'm very interested to see the price though, because like Dante said, movie promos typically come with one head sculpt, usually a masked head sculpt, and that's it. Like the movie promo Far From Home tech suit, the Stark suit, Spidey suit, that one was like I think like 204 or something. It was a really, really good price, so I bought one of those. But it didn't have a diorama base, not a ton of accessories, and just one head sculpt, and people were very happy with that. But it sold out very quickly, like over a couple days, I think, because it's limited. And this one has a diorama base, has 2 head sculpts. Like it's going to be more pricey, so I'm interested to see what it ends up being priced at. But I'm very interested for now. And if I have to jump on this quickly and the price is right, then I will. Yeah, it's going to be a popular one.
It's insane because right now, as I'm looking at it now, this is basically Hong Kong price. You know, second batch is 409.27. First batch is 515.67.
Wow, already.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, I'll just open this up to all you, whoever wants to chime in here. How fast should somebody, when this goes up for order, pre-order this? Is this something where you can't wait? You need to pre-order this now, or you can wait?
ASAP. They need to jump on it as soon as possible.
It's so tricky because it goes against normally what I always recommend of seeing the film first. But you've already seen this suit. That's the thing. You've already seen this suit, this upgrade suit, and what it can do, what he did with it in Far From Home. So it's not like this is a brand new suit that you have no interaction with. So typically I like to say wait to see the film before you pre-order this figure from, you know, before you see the content. But with this one, with movie promo, honestly, we have no way of knowing, Aries. Like it could be up 6 months. It could be up 2 years. It could be up 5 days. I mean, yeah, exactly. So like really it's hard to say. So really I would just say it's the prerogative of the collector and how confident they are that they want this. If you like kind of want it, I still wouldn't do it. But if you know you want it and you're just like picking the right time, then I would say go ahead and jump on it.
I totally agree on that, because me personally, I was kind of waiting to get this exact suit from Far From Home, and now that I see this one, I'm glad I waited, because now that I see this one, this is the one I want with the battle. Like Will was saying, the battle damage. I never thought we would, you know, I knew at some point we would see that, but I always kind of wanted that. So yeah, I definitely want this one, and I'm jumping on this one quick. So. Yeah.
Wow. And Lael, I've watched your shows, and if I misspeak here, correct me, but I think you're a huge Spider-Man fan from what I've watched, right?
Indeed, I am.
So, I mean, do you think from being really into it and obviously following Spider-Man a lot, do you agree this is something we need to jump on because it may be very limited?
Let me reference this by saying, and I said this yesterday on Man of Hot, this is actually a suit that we should have definitely had in Far From Home. Like literally, we should have had this suit from Far From Home. We actually saw a rendition of this when he went up against Mysterio in the drones. So it was something that we should have had then. We're getting it now. Again, that's great. I'm still on the fence. I mean, like literally, as great as it is and as good as it looks, I'm still on the fence slightly.
Wow.
You know, and the reason why is still there. Okay, until we get the official announcement of the edition size, we don't know. Like, I mean, because it's rumored, but we don't know the edition size yet. We don't know how many that they're actually going to release. And I've been baited before in, you know, pre-ordering certain figures early, and it still sits up like maybe, you know, the first batch, or it's still available even afterwards. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, me myself, you know, and I know it's going to be a stretch, but I'm waiting. You know, like I'm literally going to wait, you know, for a minute before I actually even, you know, push that button right now. Mainly because, again, I have, you know, other figures that I need to clear out first. You know what I mean? Ones that I am almost cleared out, and I always have this rule: if I have a batch, if I have like a pile of figures, I'm gonna get rid of those first. I'm gonna get those basically out of the way, paid off and complete and ready, and then I'll go back and start picking and choosing which ones I want to actually pre-order. This one. Actually, and I love the suit, don't get me wrong, but I really, really love that integrated suit. I love the simple fact that we're getting that, you know, which is a mashup of pretty much all the suits. We did actually get a preview of that suit in Far From Home on one of the holograms when he was on the plane. You know what I mean? So we did see it. But again, the price of admission for this piece is definitely that diorama base. That right there is incredible. And this lets me know that Hot Toys is smart. So what they're doing is they're looking at a lot of other collections, and they're looking at a lot of other companies who are releasing diorama bases. Because you got to keep in mind, I forget the name of the third party company, that just released a Spider-Man. It was basically, I think it was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
Yep.
with that diorama base that came with it, like the deluxe version, and that was incredible. So now seeing this, it's like, okay, they're smart enough to say, oh yeah, now we need to jump into that. And I hope they do. Now my thing is, I hope that this translates into Star Wars figures as well. I hope they give us more diorama bases with those figures because we need them. Not just that hexagon stand or the regular stand that we have actually gotten with just the nameplate and just the graphics on the top. Give us, Thunder Toys. Thank you, Max Geek. Them Thunder Toys actually released that. Give us more diorama bases because it's, like I said, it's a feature itself. It's just much a character as the figure would be. But this one, I'm definitely going to sit back. I want to see as soon as if they make the official announcement of the edition size, and then on top of that, I mean, if you want to wait, I mean, there has history has shown Sony and when they release figures, especially with Sideshow, there's no NRD, so you can actually just always place your order and have it sitting for a while and just be patient. And when it drops, especially if you don't want to put anything down on it, and you can still basically decide at that point. So, that's pretty much my point. And in the fact, the only hesitation that I have about this figure is that head sculpt looks like Will, and I just don't want nothing in my house that looks like Will. I just
You need a Loki, bro. That's what you need.
no. But honestly, no. To be quite honest, I will get this piece. Don't get me wrong. It is something that is, and we've all wanted a battle damage. And if I get it, I'm not going to put it in. It's not going to be something that it's going to be a companion piece with the film. This will be a companion piece in front of Mysterio. It definitely will. If I get this piece, that's how I'm going to do it.
Well, good stuff. And Dante, going to you real quick with this. I mean, is this something that you expect once this goes up on Sideshow, or once the price is revealed? Are they going to give us those numbers of what it's limited to right away? Is there a chance that they don't? How long we're going to have to wait for that?
Well, it will be more like a first come, first serve type of thing. I don't think they're gonna put the number because it doesn't say it's limited. It doesn't say at all. Like the Loki, for example, it says 1,500 units, right?
Yeah,
for
that one
premium.
says 1,500.
Right.
Yep.
This one doesn't have. I don't think normally historically the movie promo figures are not like a large numbers of figures, right? It's like a limited number of quantity wise. It's not like a lot, like compared to Iron Man or compared to, I don't know, like any other major figure, right? So if you really want a figure like this and you have the budget for it, by all means you should pull the trigger. But if you're not like 100% because you want to get the integrated suit, or you're already happy with your upgraded suit that you have, then you can wait. But personally, I kind of like those movies, and because of it will be a first to have a battle damage Spider-Man, so that's the reason why I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes, and Max has geeked a mass. What 1,500? Isn't it for the collector's edition? It's actually for the Loki President Premium Edition, right? Which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. And we have 103 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button already.
Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Channel's crazy. It's hot.
Thank you, Lael. Thank you. Yes, please hit the subscribe button too. This is a lot of fun today so far, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and Will didn't look at the camera once.
Yeah, I know.
Now he did. Now he did.
You set me up, Leo. You can see the alley-oop, bro.
Who got it?
Threw me the alley-oop, I just dunked it.
Got you.
Did you get your screwdriver by any chance?
No, because Dante, it doesn't even need a screwdriver. You just have to pull the magnetic piece out and then just kind of.
There you go. So if we get 100 likes, he's gonna wear a Loki helmet.
One day, I'm gonna appease the people and make it happen.
Aries, I think every show needs a Will variance. You need a Will variance on your show every week. Like literally, we need a variance Will on every show.
The pre-order price is high, so
All right, so listen, we're gonna go back. We're gonna talk about the Loki. That people were asking about the premium edition of Loki. We're gonna get to that in a little bit, but we're gonna go back to Star Wars first, and I'll continue to serve it up. Get your coffee ready as we go on over here. But now we're going to go to a different segment. We were leaving the prequels. Now let's go to a different aspect of Star Wars. And let me just go ahead and put this on the screen, and then everyone will know where we're going.
Stop touching things.
Perhaps still, there's Dante's holding that up, the hottest show on Earth. Really, it's taken, and we talked about Hong Kong before. And really, The Mandalorian, from what I'm hearing as well. And also, Dante, I think you've had some guests on your show from that area that said, hey, it's Star Wars is getting popular over there. The Mandalorian is anyway. And really, you have to wonder, as I put this up on the screen, you know that they're still going to have announcements before the end of this year in December. But all of 2022, from January 2022, all the way to the end of December 31st, 2022, you have to wonder what Mandalorian figures could be coming out. You're going to get the Mandalorian season 3, the fourth quarter of next year. But what could we possibly get besides figures from the Mandalorian season 3 that could come out either before or during that series between October, November, and December? What realistically, like we were talking about the prequels, could be next? I'm going to start this one off with Brother Cousins. And obviously, we know we're getting Fennec, and we know, besides the ones that were teased, I'm going to bring them up. You can go ahead. I think we all know, as I pull these up on the screen, you're probably going to get these guys. Okay, they've already teased these. You already know you're going to get your Cobb Vanth. You talked about your super battle droid, before as well. But putting this up, just the collage here, Brother Cousins, what in your opinion could come out that actually makes sense from what you've seen already? Meaning, remember, a lot of people didn't expect Quill. A lot of people didn't expect the armor. A lot of people did not expect Ahsoka until the Ahsoka series, which is 2023. And really, I could flash this on before you go and give you a different collage. And when you put this up on the screen, it really makes you wonder, which ones? Go ahead and go. What's your opinion?
Oh, man. I want to say Cara Dune. I think I just
wow.
Well, the rumor, right? You heard the rumor right now, right?
What's that? She's coming back?
That she could possibly be back in the next season.
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
I heard that rumor. It's a very strong rumor
it's
well.
It's a super strong rumor.
We saw that kind of with the James Gunn thing. They kind of let him go, and then they brought him right back in. So,
here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. And I'm going to use the WWF, which is probably a horrible example, or WWE as an example. But sometimes when somebody says these things or stuff like this happens, not to get into that, they let it die down for a year or two, and then all of a sudden they're magically back and the world is better.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was you, Lael. Lael, do you think that she's actually going to be back?
If they're smart.
Yeah.
If they're smart, because she already basically has a strong fan base. You're limiting. So if you don't bring her back, then you're subjected to really explain where this character is and where's her existence. And if it's cheesy, people will not buy it. Literally.
No,
so
exactly.
If they were smart, they would bring her back. Because regardless of what you basically think, regardless of what people say or believe, listen, and whatever she believes, I mean, I just think it's a smart move in the end. Now, again, she may or may not come back, and if they just want to, if she doesn't come back and they explain it the right way and it makes sense, okay, cool. If they give us somebody cool in her place, because, I mean, I was a fan of her, but then, now when Fennec came along, and I was like, yeah, that's my love. No, because her character is incredible, and it's a strong representation, and I love that character. But if they do it the smart way, then yeah, we probably will. You know what I mean? We can move on from it. But it would be smart for him to bring her back. But then again, it's does she want to come back?
Right.
That's the thing. So
Right.
You know, and I think that she's and brother cousins. I think now I was looking at some stuff where apparently in the past she kind of tweeted some perhaps hints that things could be working out. I don't know if you've heard any of that, but I'm not really surprised. Again, like bringing up the WWE thing type of thing there. And really, I mean, really, the missing piece, I guess, right now from a collector's standpoint, when you talk about they released Quill and they released this one and they released that one, and forget about season 2, the ones I flashed up on the screen. I mean, personally, I wouldn't even be surprised if they actually have the figure done, brother cousins, and they've just been holding out until Disney says go.
Exactly. And that's what I think, because I mean, what's Carl's other character's name? Cargo Grief, please, if I messed
Grief
that
Cargo.
up.
Grief Cargo.
Grief Cargo. Yeah, I had it backwards. Yeah.
Cargo Grief. Cargo Grief.
I
Grief
want
Cargo.
that.
Close enough.
Yeah, if we can get, I really see them making
We
this
need
figure.
him.
We
need
definitely need him. If we got
Yeah.
Quill, we need him. And I mean, then she goes right along with that, Cara Dune. So if we could just get that together, we just get that duo together with it. I mean,
Yeah.
the Mandalorian collection will be complete, because right now you have everything but those two, and it's just kind of like, come on.
Yeah, no. And before we go on here, Carlos, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Let me give you one on the house, baby. Decaf or regular, you let me know. Dante, Gina Carano, Cara Dune. Is it possible?
I don't know. I guess at this point anything is possible. She's really strong character. The first 2 seasons she showed it in the show, so I think it will be a good thing if we have her back. But I'm not really sure she's gonna be back. Yes, I heard some rumors, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But going to this list, if you ask me which one do I think it might come out, is Mayfield.
Yes, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good pick there. I don't think that there's actually a bad pick when it comes to the Mandalorian as far as trying to predict Will, because they've come out with ones that I think many of us have been a little bit surprised, and I think that they've demonstrated, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they're going to come out with more Mandalorian figures, and perhaps I don't want to say more than we want or that we need. They're just going to come out with a lot of them. And I do think that Mayfield is a strong possibility, especially because I really feel that we're not going to have to wait. One of the people on here is Pedro Pascal. It's like, well, you already got a figure coming out with him, Aries. You got the chrome-plated Mandalorian coming out the fourth quarter of next year. But are they really going to make us wait till after the Mandalorian season 3 to give us another Mandalorian with how popular that character is? Is it possible that if they give us the Mayfield, like Dante's saying, that they give us the Mayfield with the Stormtrooper outfit, and then they lay on you the Pedro Pascal Mandalorian in also the Stormtrooper disguise outfit? What say you?
Hey, it's a possibility there. I think they're probably going to leave Mando alone until the next season comes out, or we get a little bit closer. But you never know, because Mando, like you said, Aries, is such a hot property right now for Star Wars and for collecting. Like, it literally put Star Wars back on the map. It really did. Everything about the show. Like we talked about the sequels, I love the sequels, but a lot of people don't. And Star Wars was not in a great place with the fandom when those were just out by themselves. And now Mando came out, and look at that. Everything's hot Star Wars. People were excited again. People were looking forward to everything. So Star Wars owes Mando and the creators a great debt, seriously, about, with that show, bringing Star Wars back into the limelight. They really do. As far as another Pedro, possibly, I feel like I guess they don't really care probably, but they already pissed enough people off by releasing that Mando anyway. Not that it's not great. It is. It's just the fact that it is great is the problem, because everyone bought the previous version, and then, once those started shipping, like a week later, they were like, oh, here's a better version that you just, now you got to get this one too, or you got to sell your old one. So, but as far as characters go, Mayfeld could be one that happens for sure. I mean, Bill Burr is pretty well liked in the Star Wars community. I mean, he, as a comedian, he really has no filter whatsoever, and usually it's pretty funny. But I would say Grief Karga. I think Grief Karga makes more sense to me than Mayfeld does, personally. I just think he has a cooler
surprised
outfit.
that isn't out yet.
Yeah, he has a cooler outfit. He has a bigger presence in the show. Like, I feel like Grief Karga would be one. And Cara Dune, if she didn't get, removed from the show, I think she was going to happen eventually, whether it was season 2 or season 3. And I know they pretty much all but confirmed that Rangers of the Republic is canceled, which I know she was going to be in. So the rumor of her returning, I don't know, because I mean, if they've already canceled that pretty much, and she was going to be a big lead in that, then why would she return for Mando and not do that too? But maybe it's a misdirect. Who knows? But there were also a lot of, I feel like, shots fired on both sides with that whole dilemma. With her and Disney and stuff, and it just was a mess. And the James Gunn thing too was also a mess, and they figured that out. But there was a bigger fan outcry maybe with James Gunn. I mean, Cara Dune, you kind of had two sides of it. Like, some fans were upset, some were like, okay, good. It kind of got a little political, like everything tends to do.
Right.
But James Gunn, it was like everyone was like, yeah, this is. I mean, he said a lot of messed up stuff, no doubt about it. But everyone was like, it was a long time ago. He seems apologetic. Cara Dune, Gina Carano doesn't really seem apologetic at all about it. So it's a different.
No, she's still very
set of
vocal about her,
Mm-hmm.
about basically her having her rights and her freedom.
It's different set of circumstances.
They could. I mean, she may still be on that train, but they can still come to an agreement and say, look, you can have your differences, but but at the same time, you got to also keep in mind that her differences and the way she is right now could pretty much have an effect on the safety of everybody else on set, so you never know. So
I mean, it's just a matter of like Disney probably would just say, please stop talking on social media, and then we'll be good. Like, that's it. Like, you can have your opinions and maintain them, but it's just, as soon as you get vocal and it threatens our brand, then it becomes a problem, right? I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but Disney's also entitled to the right to remove her if they feel like it doesn't align with their ideology or what their company represents. So it makes sense both ways. But her coming back, it would be a long shot to me, but you never know. You've seen other things work out, so
different things.
Well, let's go to Brother Cousins. Brother Cousins, 113 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button right now. So appreciate everybody joining the Market Chart Show live on this Saturday night. We've got 1/6 Scale Man in the house. We got Will Foxification. We got Brother Cousins. We've got the Man of Hot Collectibles. Are you kidding me? And Brother Cousins, I'm actually surprised that Carl Weathers at this figure, not only was he in season 1, and I thought as dominantly as Nick Nolte was with Quill, but he was in season 2. And I really think that if I woke up tomorrow and they announced this figure, I would not be surprised. I would be ecstatic as heck, and I would spill my coffee, because this is a character that I absolutely need. But I really think that when you're talking about realistically and what they come out with already, I think this is a no-brainer.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And you kind of hit on something, that his outfit is kind of awesome, and to see that in 1/6 scale with the cloak and the robes and stuff, that would be awesome. That would be great. And I mean, this man has directed episodes. I would have
That's a good point.
I would have that in my contract. Like, hey, I want a hot toy.
That's a good point.
And it's Carl Weathers. I mean, the dude's a legend. So yeah,
Apollo Creed.
I mean, Leo, and I understand we have to focus. They're going to be focusing on a lot of the series that are coming out. But let's remember, Leo, that The Mandalorian is what started a lot of what's going on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I think I absolutely could see this coming out before season 3. Or announced.
Here's the thing. If they don't, and basically it's said that he's going to have a very prominent role in season 3. If they don't release it, then again, not to really get into it, but that right there is going to cement my feelings on Hot Toys and their releases and why they don't release certain figures. It's right then and there. It's going to put a stamp on it, because he is pretty much one of the Trinity out of everyone, and it was actually, so he's one of the big 3 that started the actual show. So to not give him his space, and again, he played a huge role in last season's episode. Even the one he directed was a phenomenal episode. I love it. Was so entertaining. It was an amazing episode. And if we don't
Mm-hmm.
get him, then again, my feelings on Hot Toys and why they want to do it, they don't do it, is going to be confirmed. And that's where I'll take issues with. But mind you, before we even go there, I will say that one of my favorite characters, my favorite figures from the Mandalorian thus far at this point right now, honestly, is that Death Watch Mando. Literally.
It looks hot. It
Bro.
looks hot.
That piece is simply amazing.
Do you
Like,
got it in hand?
Bro, I have it right there. It is right there, and it is incredible. I have a second one on its way. This because, like I said,
nice.
I have another one on it because I always have this rule of two. So I want to have two of them just to kind of put in a cabinet and have it displayed. If someone got me another one, if like I said, if the wifey got me another one, I'd still accept it because I
Hint,
do
hint.
love that figure. Like it's effing phenomenal. Like I mean, just the presence that it has in your DTOF and just the articulation, the ingenuity of the figure. I love it. And like I said, give me a battle droid to have with that, and I'm all give me like a little youngling or I would love that as well. But yeah, I mean, look, if we don't get Grief, like, come on, man. Like, it's he had such a prominent role. If you're going to give us Mayfield and you don't give us Grief, that's a problem. Like that's
Yeah,
where
much more of a major character.
yeah, he's much more of a major character and someone who would definitely want to and should have his place. Especially with the character design, the character importance, his relationship now with Grogu. It just makes it makes so much more sense, and it's a space that could be filled. So I would love to see it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And Dante, going to you real quick because I know that I think maybe you all did, but I don't know. Dante, you reviewed that Death Watch Mandalorian, and I was kind of eyeballing it to be. It's like, okay, it's a grunt figure, it's like a trooper, but how hot is that figure? No pun intended. Hot Toys and the Man of Hot Collectibles. How hot was that Death Watch Mandalorian when you had your hands on it for the review?
Yeah, it's I'm sorry I'm gonna disagree with Lyle. I think the figure is the worst we had so far. It's a beautiful figure,
Coffee
man. I
figure.
always, that I 100% agree with Lyle. That Death Watch has a presence, and for some reason it blends so cool with
Yeah.
Mando, with Boba Fett, with Heavy Mando. It looks amazing.
It looks awesome,
right?
yeah.
So articulation is
Awesome.
excellent. You can really do nice poses with it. I think the good thing about these figures, right, the Mandalorian, is that they are, reinventing themselves, meaning that they're adding features that we never thought it can be possible. Something so simple as putting a magnet in the backpack, in the jetpack, like opposed to the original Boba Fett that you need to put those little clips and it's a pain in the ass to put it.
Yes.
Yeah, right now it's a magnet. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's a
we
beautiful.
go to
That's cool.
The
that'd be
only
Great
thing.
pose.
The
Great
only,
pose.
Figure out how
yes,
to
I
do
agree.
this. We go to solo layout. Just bear with me.
That is an awesome pose.
Oh
man.
yeah, there you go.
Nice.
You look so freaking good.
It's man, look, if you get this piece, and the thing is, people talk about grill pieces. This will be a grill piece if you get it in the color scheme.
Yeah.
Just the blue over the brown it was a genius piece, and I love it. I can't wait to get that second piece as soon as Sideshow sends it to me.
Right. It is a great figure. The only thing I don't like about this figure is the base, and I always
It's
want,
just a darker. It's
because
a darker.
it is
Yeah.
the same shit.
Yeah.
Come on, give us. I
Yeah.
mean, they're missing the chance of adding something different, and
Right,
I'm
yeah.
credit what is due. We've seen Hot Toys doing stuff with the bases now. We have now more like a diorama type of things,
Right.
and that adds so much character, right?
Yeah,
And if you want to
yeah.
pose a figure, like yes, we have those bases, whatever. But if you gave us some extra rocks or something that looks more, more like a diorama type of thing, he's gonna look even better. So that's the
Yeah.
thing that they should pay attention to.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say something before, like I know I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm sorry, but when we were talking about the Clone Wars, the especially the troopers, right?
Yeah.
Why they should include a head sculpt, like a generic head sculpt of Tamura Morrison, just a generic one with every Clone War trooper. just a generic one, because
Some of
I
them
mean,
you don't see.
you know,
They,
it was
they,
great.
yeah. So, well, we're going to get into that, Dante, just a little
Sorry.
bit into the Clone Wars. No.
I'm
It is a
jumping
good point. Look, this one, I'm going to get to my final. I'm going to give you guys my pick at the end, which is not this. But I know when we look at this, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But it's like, oh, no way. She was in season 1. She was in season 2. Haley, I can actually see they do, the head sculpts of the older actors really, really well. Hot Toys. I don't know. I mean, do any of you see that this? Would you be like so shocked that you would like fall over and be like, I can't believe they did this? Or could you actually see them doing this? Especially, let's say she shows up again, Will, in season 3.
Yeah.
And he goes and visits her. Can you see a figure of this?
Definitely not. No, because I don't even know her name.
Ellie.
Okay, and I was a big Mando fan. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons a lot. I loved the first 2 seasons. I mean, it would be a cool. I think the third party maybe might do something like this. I just don't think a lot of people would buy her Aries. I mean, I think she would be cool, but there's so many other figures like Grief Karga or or Fennec or so many other figures I think that would sell so much better. No, I couldn't personally see that. I mean, I think that would be I mean, that point I'd be like, all right, y'all are really milking this Mando line. I mean, come on, Mace Windu or Grievous, Senator Palpatine, you're gonna sell. Yeah, she definitely come with the Grogu. I mean, everything does.
Any way to sell a Grogu, yeah, they'll do
They'll
it.
include it. Like, I'm surprised that Spider-Man doesn't come with one because he might as well. But yeah. Yeah, like I mean, if she came out before a Grief Karga, I'd be like, all right, I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm retiring from Hot Toys.
Look, how are all these coming out before C-3PO? But we're gonna save that for
if
later.
she came out before C-3PO, I'd be like, Hot Toys, it's been fun. I'm out.
All right, so listen, here's my call, guys, and you tell me if I'm crazy or not. But I really think that your next Mandalorian release is going to be the following, which is going to come with a Grogu. And I want you to digest it when I put it on with 114 in here. This is the Dark Jedi's call.
Okay. That makes sense.
It could
makes
be.
sense.
It's the one piece you don't got for the finale. And Leo, you can't set this up. You really, I don't want to use the Force Awakens R2 for that ending scene.
Yeah.
I can use the OT one, but it's really not I want this one. And this one has some significant wear on it when you look up close. So if they give it to you with a Grogu or 2, I think that people, because they're buying that Luke, they're buying the chrome plate of Mandalorian, I think that they know they'll sell it.
Yeah. It's that this would be a no-brainer because, like I said, everybody loves R2, man. And if you missed out on that, the version that we got before, the diecast version, then this would be your chance to get it. And if and it's a chance for them to milk another Grogu. They would actually, you know what I mean? Hey, and here's the thing, because you got to look at it this way. R2 and Grogu they could have more of a history than what we think. They could. Mm-hmm. They could have more of a history than we think.
And I think that
it may not have basically been a Jedi that smuggled him out of the temple. It could have been R2 because if for some reason Grogu,
that's a good one.
He gravitated to R2. They didn't specify, so we'll find out. And I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, could be. And it's a better chance for them to milk. Give us a 2-pack, and they will milk it. I bet you they would do so. Yeah. Straight up. Next thing we'll know, we'll have a Jedi Will with a Grogu.
Hell yeah. I'd more be like a Sith Will. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to you. And listen, I recognize you all in the chat. I'm not putting it up because probably no one in the panel would agree about Frog Lady. But man, a lot of you throughout the whole show want the Frog Lady. I actually could see the Frog Lady way before Paley because they already gave you the tank with the eggs on that Grogu. But listen, Will, what about R2D2 here? You need this figure, I think, to complete the finale scene.
Yeah, it's funny, Aries. I had never thought of this possibility, but when you said it, I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It
it
really
does.
does.
It
Because
does.
I just looked it up, Aries. Now, the Force Awakens R2 is like $300-$400 on eBay, and
Yeah,
the
it's going
original
up.
trilogy one I know was very hot. That one's even hotter for
Yes.
sure. So people are really people want an R2, and I have the Force Awakens one, so I'm not sure I would double dip or feel the need to because I already have one R2, and that's probably enough for me. But for most people who still need one, which are a lot of collectors, I think this would give them a really good opportunity, like Mando Luke did, right? Like a lot of people were looking for a Luke, and they wanted the right one, and that Mando Luke came along, and it's perfect. So
Yes.
I think this, this could totally make sense. I'm surprised it didn't happen already now that you mentioned it. Yeah, honestly, I never thought of this possibility until this very second, but I think it totally makes sense. And yeah, you could make it a 2-pack with a little Grogu and then throw it in there and, maybe add some other accessories here and there. But, and if you put it at a relatively cheap price, if you don't put a lot of accessories with it, I think people would really go crazy for it. So yeah, I mean, never hurts to have another R2.
Yeah, and I hope, yeah, I totally agree. And Brother Cousins, I hope they wouldn't I don't think we would need a whole lot of accessories if they were going to do with this. Maybe some cool stuff, but we wouldn't need everything with that OT. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's an excellent possibility and something that I didn't see coming. I know we were kind of talking about this when they announced the Luke, and we were thinking that maybe they would do like this big, almost like triple pack
Yeah.
with Luke, Grogu, and but this is a good way to remedy that. I think this is great. I mean, me personally, I don't have a C3PO. I mean, no one has a C3PO. I don't
Sideshow.
Freudian slip. I don't have a R2D2. And the R2D2 I have in my collection is a stand-in, for a stand-in, is the Spiro Droid one, which lines up pretty good, but he's just not.
It's not bad. Yeah, because I have one of those too. Yep.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it just the quality is not there. So I would love this. I definitely would like to have this in the collection, and I definitely see them and the pricing on it. I mean, you can sell this for about. I can see them juicing this for about a good 280 to 300. They can probably even get away with 300, adding in a few more accessories.
If they gave you like 2 Grogus, right? They could probably get away with 295 or 300. Yep. I mean,
absolutely.
Dante, what do you think about this? Are you expecting an R2D2? I mean, there are some collectors that, to everyone's point, you're going to get the Luke. You have the chrome-plated Mandalorian. You got the Grogus that come with it. Where's R2? You can use your Force Awakens one if you have one. But like to Will's point, and I haven't even talked about yet on the market chart show, but that one is starting to. That was always the low bottom feeder with the OT one, with all the accessories going really high. But they're both going super high now.
Yeah, well, that would be a good call if you ask me. I mean, I know Grogu Mania is the thing now. Everything comes with Grogu, but who cares? It's like a little tiny accessory, so why not? We need R2D2 for sure. I mean, I would love to see a 2-pack with C3PO and R2D2. That would be the best droid 2-pack ever, if you ask me. But I think it is possible. I think it's very possible. And if you see that we get a lot of Mandalorian figures, even the ones that just only have like a few maybe seconds in screen time, like Death Watch or Heavy Mando. Why not R2D2? That was at the end of the season 2 with Luke Skywalker. I mean, why not?
Here's an interesting thing. I'm going to let you guys just all chime in on this at once because I'm going to answer it first. Sayful says, "Would you guys prefer a die-cast R2?" I'm personally okay with the die-cast dome, but I don't think I need the whole thing die-cast, especially if it's going to affect price so much. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean, would you be cool if it was all die-cast, but the price was jacked?
I don't know if it's necessary.
Yeah.
C3PO, sure. But because he's like all gold, like he's got a bigger presence. R2D2 is like, I mean, the Force Awakens one I have is not die-cast, obviously, and it looks great on a shelf. So you're right, Aries. If you're factoring in price into this, I'm going to go the route of cheaper and not have die-cast. Because I just feel like with R2, it's not completely necessary. For C3PO, I think it would be pretty cool. But
Yeah, I agree.
I'd pay the extra for C-3PO, I think, because he's bigger, he's standing upright, like he's gold, like it would look real shiny and cool. R2, like he's got a lot of blue and white. Like I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be like upset if they did it. I think it'd be cool, but I'd almost be like, it's a surprise that I don't need. I mean, I don't know.
Like paying the extra for that, is it worth it? I don't think so.
It's like kind of like the same thing they did with what's my guy's name? IG-11. Like when I got IG-11, I didn't know the legs were die cast, and it was like a happy little surprise. I was like, oh wow,
K2SO,
yeah. So if we get like the dome of like they did, what version was that where his dome? Because they did have one, the deluxe one where his dome was die cast, right? Hot Toys did one like that.
I don't know.
I think the dome was die cast on both of them, right? You talking about Hot Toys?
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think on the Force Awakens is die cast, and I think on the original, just the dome now though.
Right, just the dome.
Not I think Tamashii Nations made the whole thing die cast, right?
Oh wow.
For C-3PO they did, yeah, for sure. I don't know about R2, maybe.
I think with R2 it was kind of, I think they had more die cast. It was certainly a much heavier R2D2 than the Hot Toys one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so that would be the way to go. I mean, it's no reason to reinvent the wheel on that. Just give us what they gave us before, a little bit with the paint apps, and there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Give us an R2 with a really, really decent hologram. I want the lights. I want you to really, literally design it. I want to see a hologram. Just give us playback. I don't care how much it is. If I'll get it. And if you just give us playback, if you give us that Leia classic playback with the glitch, I'm all in.
Well, listen, 113 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button as we plow on, and we're going to go back to Star Wars. But now we're going to go back to some other things going on with Hot Toys that's going to tie in to Star Wars. So I didn't ask you guys the question about possibility of any type of Star Wars as far as like a movie special edition like they just did with that battling version of Spider-Man. We're going to get into that. But I also want to bring this up, though. I haven't seen this on pre-order yet, bringing this in for President Loki. So I want to start with Dante with you on this. President Loki Premium Edition. It's not up yet. It's limited to 1,500. What were your thoughts when you saw that Hot Toys did this? What do you think?
I was actually pretty happy because I love this show. I enjoy Loki. I was surprised that they did this premium collector's edition. Yes, we had this discussion yesterday about the stickers, about the light box, about the T-shirt and all those little things, the cards and everything. Yes, it is something, it's more for you rather than the part of the actual figure, like an extra base or an extra accessory or something like that. This is more like, I don't know, this is, to me, it's a good addition. It's only limited to 1,500 units anyway. I really hope that Hot Toys goes this route, doing some type of premium format limited edition, but instead of adding like maybe cards, stickers, and things like that, which still look good, don't make me wrong, they should add something more exclusive to it, like an extra something, maybe two versions of the same figure, like we used to have the Bespin look, for example, right? 2 looks with an awesome diorama piece, something like that, but I was very happy with this. I don't think we're gonna see this in the US though. I don't think we're gonna see this in the US. I think it's gonna be more for Hong Kong. So
well, let me go to Lael on that. Is it going to be more for Hong Kong? And it was very interesting to me to see them automatically just come right out, hey, limited to 1,500 pieces, because I really feel that Hot Toys is going to be getting into, and I'm seeing so much evidence of it. They're coming out with more figures, but not every figure is having the mass production like those Beskar Mandalorians or some of your Iron Mans. And they're coming out with this like, hey, let's throw this little stuff in here, just 1,500, we're done. Seems like a quick, easy buck for them. What do you think about this?
How much is this running for right now? It's like 1,500 or something like that. What was it?
I think it's like $500 some right now if you get it on Toys Wonderland or something plus shipping. Yeah. So It's going to cost you probably $550 shipped. Yeah.
$550 shipped. Yeah.
It's a lot.
First off,
a
I'm
lot.
not really into this figure at all. Like, it's not something that was on my radar. You know, the TVA and the Sylvie, yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I like the way those figures looked. Still have that OG Loki coming. But that piece, not really up my wheelhouse, but congrats to everybody else who would actually get it. I think if it does make it in the US, it'd be a limited run on those, or it'll basically make it here, and I think it will end up here. It'll probably sell out. It'll probably have a limited run, just basically because people, a lot of people are still into that Sylvie, and on top of it, people will get this because it's going to be a one-off. The thing is, people tend to gravitate towards those one-offs when they've only been seen in the show for like all of 15 to 30 seconds. Like, they gravitate to them because for some reason it's one of those things where they're like, hey, this is, something that, we'll never see again. The market will probably be high on this if I sell it, if it, sells out, they probably have the expectation that this will be another Venom or something like that. Right. But yeah, it's just not something that I want. And that $500 and something price range, we're talking about Iron Man prices. Yeah. Literally, we are talking about Iron Man prices. Yep. Hey, baby, that's my baby. She's in here. Yes, Leo. So yeah, I mean, we are talking about Iron Man prices, and I'm not down with paying that much for a character that had minimal presence on screen, and really wasn't a figure that I was actually interested in. But again, to everybody else who's getting this figure, congratulations, because I'm not knocking the figure and saying it's not for anyone, because there's a space for it. It's just not mainly for me. But I think we will see it here, but in a limited run. But I think there'll be more edition size in Hong Kong, because they really like they love Loki over there, like they really do. So
yeah, it's a really good point. I think you may get a little bit over here. I was kind of really thinking about this, brother cousins. I feel that when you look at that figure, it's really, really cool. And the first thing that came to my head, being a Star Wars guy, is it possible now, with Star Wars being on a different plane? And you saw the myriad of announcements that it's been a little bit now, but they came out with a lot real quick, fast, in a hurry. And if they're going to be coming out with more figures, or they're going to be coming out with some exclusives, or not a whole lot of a run, or I almost looked at it as, you could look at this Boba Fett that they came out with. And they have the Boba Fett 2-pack, right? Leo, you may know where I'm going with this. I feel that the 2-pack Boba Fett is almost like a premium edition, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Because, and then you got the regular edition one. Yeah. Could we be seeing more of this, where it's like, hey, we're going to put out this Boba Fett. What I'm trying to say is, and let's go ahead and sell a few thousand more of this other premium one, because we've already made this. We could throw this in. We'll sell it for $500 whatever dollars and do it. Do you see a trend like this?
I do. Just for the fact that you have collectors out there that want really exclusive items. And one thing with Hot Toys, with our collections, if you look at it, our collection is stuff that it's obtainable, is what I'm trying to say. All the stuff that we have, most of the collectibles, most of the items we have are obtainable. So you do have collectors that want these pieces that are unattainable, or that are super exclusive. The fact if they're going to split up sets, and me and my cousin actually were talking about this today, about the whole Boba Fett, the thing with that Boba Fett 2-pack. And now you guys on the panel can correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. The one that comes with the Boba Fett with the rose, with the Tamora Morrison head sculpt, is that a single figure? Can you buy that single?
Which
or
one?
Do you have to buy that with the 2-pack? With the Boba Fett 2-pack.
With the rose,
no, you got to buy the 2-pack, baby.
2-pack.
Exactly. Yeah. So if they're going to start like doing this thing where because they could have did that with this figure. If this is what you guys are alluding to, they could have took that figure and said, "Hey, we made 1,500 of it. Go get it. We got the Tamora Morrison in the robes. Go at it." But are they losing money by selling those 2-packs? I mean, or are they going to be making more money? It's
I don't know with the edition size and the price. I think they will. I mean, I think they're gonna that thing, because everybody is after that figure. It's gonna blow out.
Yeah,
I want that 2-pack. I got it on pre-order. Yeah.
I've talked to people that are saying they don't want to wait 5 seconds to wait for that figure, let alone.
Hey, Aries and real quick, Aries and Will. You know what I was just thinking about when you had that Loki up?
What?
For some reason, I just saw Tom Hiddleston as Revan.
Ooh, that would be spicy. Yeah,
I saw him as Revan. For some reason, I see him. For some reason now, I see him as Revan. I can hear his voice and I can see him as Revan. It's just an idea that I'm like, it was Disney was smart.
It, baby.
That would be incredible.
People always threw out Keanu,
Let me get the cup up.
But honestly, I mean, Tom Hiddleston has more range than Keanu does.
Yeah.
He has more range. So I feel like if you need to get Revan real deep and real, a lot of stuff going conflicted, maybe like Kylo or something else like that, then I'd say Tom Hiddleston would kill it.
He would kill it. I think he would absolutely destroy it as Revan. Like, he has so much presence and personality and range. I think he would.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming. That the figure is going to come anyway, but I would love that. That's a great.
Are we sure, Aries? Because I don't get my hopes up, man. Don't get my hopes up. Because I really want that figure from what's it called? Knights of the Republic, the remake. I really hope they do, but they didn't touch Fallen Order, so I kind of am a little skeptical. So,
right, I am curious why they didn't come out with the Cal Kestis or something like that yet. And the only thing I could think of, to be honest with you, Will, is Filoni, or is he going to bring that character in one of these series? And they were kind of waiting. It doesn't even make sense, but I agree that does kind of throw a little bit. You have
no
to
troopers
wonder.
From it or anything. A second sister would have been pretty easy probably to do. I mean, that's for them. A second sister, I would have been all over. I love her look and her character.
True.
Look, the PS5 commercial, though. I mean, all they had to do is they just showed Revan.
Right.
So you would think.
And people went crazy for it. So
yeah, but go ahead, Dante. I think you were going to say something about this.
Yeah, sorry, Dante. Sorry about that, bro.
No, it's fine. It's fine. What I wanted to say, since Brother Cassis was talking about the Boba Fett 2-pack, right, the one with the ropes. If you saw the trailer or the I don't know, the TV spot, whatever you want to call it, there was a scene that he was actually wearing those ropes. So that's gonna be another thing for people to consider picking up, because a lot of people were considering canceling this because of the other Boba Fett, with the cleaner version, right?
Right.
But this is something that I would definitely get, and I said from the beginning. I mean, this 2-pack is gonna be, it's unique, and the reason why it's unique is because this is how it was Boba Fett introduced back to the world. So this right there, there's an attachment already. At least with me, there is an attachment, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that it is the first time that we see Boba Fett like this. Now we're gonna see his own show, so that's gonna be even better. So I just want to throw that out there. It's gonna be actually part of the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know in what capacity, if it's gonna be a flashback or if it's gonna be maybe part of the beginning of the show or something. I don't know, but he was running the ropes in one scene.
Yeah,
maybe with him with the Tusken Raiders, because don't they say they're supposed to do some flashbacks with him with the Tusken Raiders and all that type of stuff?
Probably when he was exiting the whatever that monster is called.
Rancor.
Yeah. No. The when he fell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So interesting to see.
Yeah, no, that is very interesting. I actually saw that a little bit earlier today, looking at where he had the robes on, and I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Sarlacc.
That figure, the Sarlacc, that figure is going to go up. And you have to wonder then, I'm going to put this up onto the screen. That's very interesting. We're going to go back to Star Wars here. Before we have Will look into the camera, I got to bring this up. But
He just did
I
it
don't think
again.
you'll look. Maybe you will look in the
He
camera
just did it
for this one.
It's kind of, yeah.
But let
Jim
me
Halpert
pull
is a
this
group
up.
up here.
A couple times.
You know, but before we get into the other stuff, so look, Timothy Olyphant was on Conan, and it was recent. Well, this year while they were filming the Book of Boba Fett, and one of the speculations was it's purely speculation. He kept the same way he had his beard and his hair that he looked like when he was on the Mandalorian, and you have to wonder. Is it now because you're seeing that they're going to have backtrack scenes of him with the robes and coming out of the Sarlacc pit, as Dante was saying? Are they going to show how he took his armor? Because remember, Boba Fett was no dummy. He actually, at the end of episode 1 of season 2, he knew who had his armor. He didn't look like he was wondering where it was. It looked like he was keeping an eye on this guy. Do you guys think this character is going to show up here in this coming series?
In Mando season 3?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
Go ahead, Will.
Book of Boba.
Oh, Book of Boba. Okay. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, it's definitely possible. I would place my bets on no, because I don't know. I don't know if he fits in to the vibe. You know, it's kind of like a Godfather underground type vibe where Mando is a little bit of that and a little bit mixture of other things. So I don't know. He could. It'd be a nice sort of little tie-in there that he could show up. But I don't know. At this point, it didn't imply to me that he wants the armor back. Like, I don't think I get that implication or anything.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, I feel like if he is going to be in this, guys, that he's not going to have Boba Fett's armor, is what I was thinking. Like, he's not going to have Boba Fett's armor on. So you can't just come out with him with Boba Fett's armor when the series comes out, because no one's going to care because he's not wearing the armor in the series. But when I was looking into this, I'm like, when I saw the robes today, I was like, well, wait a minute. Actually, they could come out with Cobb Vanth under the Book of Boba Fett if they go back in a flashback and he actually has the Boba Fett armor on, because they're flashing back, and now all of a sudden you could release him as a Book of Boba Fett figure.
Or you got to keep in mind that I think did they make the announcement that they wrapped on season 3, or they're still in production for season 3 of The Mandalorian? I think they're still in production.
Still in production.
And remember that with The Mandalorian, they're always used to bringing certain characters back to fulfill an oath or fulfill some type of a debt, or to even help out. Now, it's my guess that season 3 of The Mandalorian is going to be about the siege on Mandalore. You know, it's going to definitely be about them going back to Mandalore to try to reclaim. And I think that there's going to enlist some help. I even think that Mando may even go back to the Death Watch and ask them for help. And I hope so. But I would much more see him coming back in Mandalorian than I would with the Book of Boba, because him and Boba never had an interaction. They didn't have any type of an interaction at all, and I don't see why they would. Now, mind you, I mean, granted, is Tatooine. You never know. It is a possibility that we would actually see him. But at the same time, it just depends on if what happens to Boba Fett really spills over into that town. But I just believe that we'll probably, when we're looking at Boba, we'll probably be looking at the, again, they did say that we were going to get like some spillover characters from The Mandalorian. But I think that once we get done with the Book of Boba, it's going to probably, the cliffhanger is going to be them coming back to ask him for help with the siege on Mandalore, and he'll help them. That particular, it's going to be like I said. I mean, again, I'm always talking about Magnificent Seven, because you have to understand, it's one of my favorite films of all time. The classic version is one of my favorite films of all time. I see something like that coming along where they just actually enlist the help, and there might be a few casualties and tragedies during that siege. But I think that we would more than likely see him, helping out Mando around that time. They might even bring Mayfield back to help. You know what I mean? You never know.
Well, and the other thing is too, Lale. I feel, and I love Tamora Morrison,
Yeah.
but this would be his first time leading a series, leading a
Yeah.
television, being the
Yeah.
star actor. And I
Mhm.
think bringing someone like Timothy Oliphant, who has that type of experience, being able to lead a show, or even someone like Mayfield in there, and I'm thinking just one show. If he was going to come in, it'd be like just one show. Could kind of help with the acting a little bit.
Mhm.
You know what you know where I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah,
with
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I see. I understand that. I mean, again, anything is basically possible, and again, it is happening on Tatooine. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
there's a possibility that we could see him again. Maybe it could spill over. Who knows if Boba actually goes to visit and God, he sees it and is like, whoa, look, I didn't have anything to do with your armor. I didn't break it, whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not here for that. Something like that could happen. You never know. But we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Well, the 118 in here, smash the like button if you haven't already, because we're going to have Will look into the camera in a minute because of what I was told before. And I'm going to flash on the screen. And Old Wave Kid, I'm going to look out for you, buddy, because thank you for the $10 chat. But then you posted this. So I think, so you put here, so glad to finally be able to send some credits your way. So I think you meant that with the super chat. Thank you so much for the $10 bomb. Could we see Sabine Wren, I think you're talking about, as a Hot Toys figure now? She has her live action actor. Brother Cousins, I'm going to go to you because then I'm going to go to Will with the next one that I'm going to bring up onto the screen. I 100%, what I saw that Sabine Wren's going to be in the Ahsoka series, for me, this is 1,000% yes. It's a Mandalorian. Absolutely. It's Sabine Wren. She's in the Clone Wars. Come on.
Yes. Absolutely. When I saw that they have an actress picked out for her, I was like, yeah, it's coming. We're definitely getting that. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the thing that's going to be interesting, and I really do think that they'll wait until she's in the Ahsoka show to put that one out. Yes. But I actually think that it's possible that character, as far as going in one of the TV, could show up beforehand. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we see Sabine Wren in the Mandalorian season 3. What do you guys think about that? Because I mean, she's going to be on the Ahsoka series. It's the same timeline. They could introduce that character into Mandalorian season 3 and then come out with the figure for Ahsoka.
That actually makes way more sense. That makes sense for them to do that. I mean, that's what we saw. They used that to shoehorn other that property, the Mandalorian, to shoehorn other characters, and we've seen it with Ahsoka. We've seen it with several other characters. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, so listen, with 125 in here, let us go to the next segment. We already covered Mandalorian. We covered the prequels. We covered some of the clones. Let me go ahead and flash this on the screen as to what we're going to next. And there is some possibilities. Here we go. Hey! That's mine!
As the resident sequel fan, I thank you, Aries.
It is my pleasure. I love the sequels, baby. Everybody knows what my problem was. Look, bring it up. I can't stand that they killed Mark Hamill off in The Last Jedi. I don't get the logic. Mm-hmm. I brought it up before. I think it was horrible that they.
Yeah.
You know how hard it was.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Everyone. The talk of the town was back with the Phantom Menace before it came out. You can't replace Darth Vader, greatest cinematic villain of all time. There's no way it's going to be a letdown because even though the movie's about Darth Vader, there's no villain who could top Darth Vader. And then they came out with Maul, and he was just so quiet, and he had all the martial arts, and Ray Parks was an outstanding martial artist, great stuntman, and then you kill him. You kill him at the end. So I thought that was a huge blunder. And then you basically got Luke as Gandalf in the sequels. But anyway.
Right.
And then you kill Gandalf off. But don't get me going. Okay. But listen. Look, I'm going to bring this up because I want to bring up some logic with this. When we talk about Aries, there's nothing possibly that could come out with the sequels. I'm going to go to you, Will, first.
Okay.
Nothing at all. Nothing could come out. They're going to concentrate on so many other things that make money. Let me pull this on the screen first. Hasbro, which
Yeah.
couldn't wait to be done with anything Rise of Skywalker. They hardly made any figures for Rise of Skywalker. They wanted to run, and be done, not make anything of that. All of a sudden, all this time later, they come out with Darkseid Ray. And you have to wonder, Will, why are they doing that? Because I believe that they have data which shows that there is interest for this figure. And when you look at this here, Will, and I mean, there is a version with the teeth, and then there's a version in the scene where she has the mouth closed. So, really, here, as an exclusive, as a premium edition, as something that's a con exclusive, robes, Darth Maul's lightsaber almost, and the head sculpt. Can they sell 3,000 of these, Will?
Yes, I think so, because even with the sequel outrage and people not liking the sequels in general, right? At least that's the general consensus as far as most of us have seen it, right? But I think with Darkseid Ray, I've seen a lot of people say that didn't even like the sequels that they would get a Darkseid Ray because she is a very cool looking concept. Right, so she's very cool. For me, I think they could sell this. I think you bring up a great point, Aries. This would be a really good con exclusive or something like that. Something like maybe the summer con exclusive, like Hot Toys does, or something similar like that. So I think totally. I mean, now that I didn't even know this Black Series existed, but now that it does, I'm probably going to try to get it because I have every Ray. I think, and the same one, Aries, the Rise of Skywalker Ray that most people didn't want until it came out, and then everyone suddenly wanted it. So,
well, the head sculpt was,
I think that's part of it, for sure, a big part of it. But I think, even for people who didn't like the sequels, they're still getting Kylo and Rey for the most part from what I've seen, or some of the troopers here and there, besides like the jet troopers and things like that, people didn't really care about. But I do feel like, that the Darkseid Ray would have a market. And I think you make a really good point that there is probably data out there showing people having conversations about Darkseid Ray that don't even like the sequels that would buy her. So I just think she's a very cool con, especially if you give her the teeth head sculpt. If you gave her that two head sculpts, a swappable, maybe a regular and then a teeth version, I think, man. And I think, I kind of, one of the biggest arguments I made about the President Loki is that he's barely in it and doesn't have much of a presence. And you can make that same argument for this Rey, that she's barely in the film and she doesn't really do much. But I think in the time she is in it, she actually does something cool. She looks badass. She fights other Rey, right?
Yeah.
She does something that's worthwhile. Shows the teeth. Like, there's enough there to intrigue you, where you're like, okay, this is a really cool character and I kind of want to see more of them. I would go for the Knights of Ren, where most people wouldn't. Like, I really like them. I kind of thought they got a raw deal too. So, I mean, I think they look cool. So, I mean, but for me, I think there is definitely a market for this Darkseid Ray. She's not going to sell like an Iron Man, but I think you could definitely sell enough units to make her worthwhile. You already have the Daisy Ridley head sculpt. All you got to do is give her some teeth. And and
what's
interesting? Give her some fangs, make her look like Pennywise, combine the two sculpts, and you call it a day. It's and the lightsaber, bro. The lightsaber is sick as hell. It's like you said, it's very Darth Maul, like very unique kind of lightsaber there for Rey. So I'd be all over this.
Here's the thing, guys, and I totally agree, Will. Black Series is going through the same thing. They didn't want to come out with any Rise of Skywalker figures. They want to be done. They're coming out with their own Jesse, their own Vaughn, so many different clothes. They're putting out the clothes. They're putting out the things that sell for Star Wars. Then, the Mandalorian came out, and they're putting out all of that, of course. Then all of a sudden, a Rise of Skywalker figure comes out of nowhere. But even when you look at this chat here, Man of Hot Collectibles, how many people are saying in there, day one, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. It's very interesting to me. And I think really here, you do a lot of reviews. They got the head sculpt. They could give you an additional one, like Will said. It's black robes and a lightsaber. It's easy money. And they want to make money.
Yeah, it is definitely easy money. I think it will be a good call if they do it. And out of all the figures from the sequels, I think this will be a smart move. Just because, despite the fact that she was only for like a few seconds in that particular scene, it really caught people's attention, and it's a badass character too, like with the head sculpt with the teeth, the dual lightsaber, I can see that probably happening at one point, more like an exclusive type of thing, maybe reusing the same head sculpt that they have already with Rey, just with the dark, outfit and the lightsaber, just to save some money, I guess, because they don't want to do the teeth. Or Or they can do what Will said, kind of like a Pennywise, right? Two head sculpts, one with the mouth like smiling, and then the other one serious with the pale, with the eyes a little bit with yellowish. That would be sick. I will definitely pull the trigger for that one if
Yeah.
they announce it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting here, Leia. Let's go to you on this, and I'm strictly looking at this from a marketing and quick money grab perspective, and watching what Hasbro and some of these other companies have done, and the fact that they've already invested into molds with this. I mean, what is your opinion? Would you be shocked if this came out before the end of last year, an announcement?
I'd be shocked, but I think that ship sailed. To be quite honest, as much as I would have loved to have that figure because it was such a smart and intelligent idea, I just think that they, again, Hot Toys has these IPs and they're not taking full advantage of it because they're looking at their projections in Hong Kong. They're not looking at how lucrative these figures are here in the United States and how much we basically invest in these. This is a figure that was talked about from the word go. As soon as we saw the trailer, everybody, insisted, that hey, there's a possibility we might get that dark side Ray. That was all everybody was talking about. Dark side Ray, dark side Ray, dark side Ray. And they had an opportunity to even it could have been a Toy Fair exclusive at that point, and people would have got it. I just think that now, mind you, when it's released, it might get some eyebrows raised and stuff like that, but you'll get a lot of pushback. But I keep seeing a lot of people in here, talking about a size Ventress. If they
that'd be hot, baby.
Listen. And I already have a size premium format statue sitting up here. If they release an Asajj Ventress, the game is over. Literally. If we see Asajj Ventress, and here's the thing, and I'm gonna preference this.
You're pouring the coffee, Leo.
Exactly. I'm gonna preference it this way because I do understand that people will know that Asajj Ventress' story did end, but everything's canon, and there's a possibility that they can bring certain things in, retell the story. If they brought her in the Obi-Wan series, my God, with the internet, it would go off. Like literally, it would go off. And we already know that. Look, he is still a Jedi, but he can't do it himself. He can't handle everything himself. And we already know the history between Asajj and Obi-Wan. I mean, we know the history between them, But come on, man. Like, it would just make so much. If they gave us Asajj Ventress, that would be so dope.
Oh, man.
That would be insane. Like, I would love that. That's that right there, honestly. And as much as I love, because I have every single Ray. I do. I have every single Ray. But if you give us Asajj Ventress, that to me trumps Darkseid Ray. Period.
I tell you right now, there's not a chance in the world if she showed up at the Obi-Wan series or showed up in any series at this point. Is there a chance, brother cousins, that they don't make an Asajj hot toy if she shows up in any capacity?
Oh no, they definitely will make her. I definitely see that happening. But going back to Ray, I think we're not looking at the fact that a lot of people like that Ray figure that just came out, and she's going up in price. So it's kind of a way for them to piggyback off of that, and they already have the parts.
Good point.
So
that's another point.
Looking at a quick cash grab again for Hot Toys. I can see them going back to the well and juicing that a little bit.
If they do it though, do it now.
Yeah, I
do it now.
I would think it would be a quick one.
Absolutely. Oh.
I don't think it's one where you're going to wait till 2023. I actually think that I sense that they can do that, and that's a really good point you brought up, brother cousins, too, about that figure is. And they're not going to reissue that Ray. But if they want to capitalize on the market with what's going on, they put this out. Yeah. But I think they have to do it quick.
Absolutely.
And let me just pull this on the screen real quick as we go to the last segment, which is going to have everyone spill everything. And put this on. Aaron Logan, $4.99. Enjoyed the conversation tonight, guys. Heavy on the Star Wars is what I like with my coffee. Well, you know what? Let me continue to pour it for you, baby. Thank you so much for the super chat. But listen, Aaron, I'm about to really, really make everybody go nuts now because let's go ahead and go to the last one that I want to speak to tonight, and we're going to bring up some figures with it. And there's nothing more appropriate to bring this up, and especially with the first figure I'm going to bring up, than with this.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
So, is it possible, Dante, that before the end of 2022, that one of the logical releases from Hot Toys for the original trilogy is going to be Bespin Han? Are we getting Bespin Han? What does the man of Hot Collectibles say? And I'm not going to hold you. I always put you on the spot. Is it going to happen before December 31st? Not this year, baby. The end, December 31st of 2022. What say you?
They have to. I think at this point they have to. We've been waiting for so long for a new Han Solo figure, and the Bespin was teased a couple times already. I'm
Exactly.
just gonna give Howard Chan another year to think about this, but definitely we definitely should see something next year, and I really hope next year we're gonna see more Star Wars figures because we're gonna have a lot of shows coming, so it could be a good year for Star Wars as well. So
It needs to be.
let's wait and see. But I think based on what's going on right now with the franchise itself, it will be a good call to release or announce this this figure as a 2-pack or single version, whatever. Just give us a new Han Solo. That's all we're asking.
Let me go to Leia with the Han. Look, and Major
Man.
Bren Derlin, I see your super chat, and I'm going to put it up on the screen once we stop talking about HOD here, but we got into some of the OT, so I will be putting that up. Just bear with me, but to keep this on the screen, Lale,
Yeah.
I really think they've teased this a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think that Star Wars was in a bad place, and if they weren't selling the Emperor, and they weren't selling the first iteration of Darth Vader, which was Darkside Anakin,
Yeah.
maybe they were just holding off and went through all this COVID stuff. I sense that something, and I think they're going to use the old head sculpts. I talked about this on a few of my shows. I think they'll use they've reused Leia to death like crazy with that head sculpt that they do. I think they're going to reuse this, whether it's a Stormtrooper or a New Hope. But I think we're going to be getting a Han, whether it's
Mhm.
Endor or this. What do you think?
Listen, Aries, remember we talked about this the last time I was on your show. Like literally, we had
Yeah,
this
we
discussion on the
did.
last time
Yep.
I was on your show. That was months ago. Like we've
Mhm.
actually talked about this. The thing is, look, we need Bespin Han, we need Bespin Luke. Actually, we need Dagobah and Bespin, Luke. I mean, I would love to have these figures to go with my brother cousin's Lando. You know what I mean? Like I would love to basically have these figures in my collection. And I think basically like they can capitalize on that because everybody wants it. Like why not? Like why are you serious? Like why would you not? We should have had it already. This is what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to say it's missed opportunity, but I mean 40th anniversary has come and gone. You know what I mean? Like so to have these figures in your collection, and to act put it this way, to tease us when we got that Bespin Leia, but then don't follow through. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like seriously, people really, really want OG figures, and there is a high marketplace for it. People want it. So why not give it to us? And on top of that, you reinstall faith, in these releases and Star Wars releases, because Star Wars
That's
needs
right.
that love. And I mean, and the thing is, on top of that, you're not exhausting the franchise by by just these, constant releases of clones, stuff like that. And then, mind you, I'm not mad at that because I'd get them. But at the same time, I'm just like, there's an opportunity elsewhere. Why not take the full advantage to do that? Like, it just makes so much more sense. You have the head sculpt. You have the head sculpt. All you have to do is retool, the hair a bit, you know what I mean? Give them that muffin top a little bit, you know what I mean? Just kind of retool it and just give us, but there's every opportunity to do so. I don't want to just sit up here with my, Han and Carbonite and say that represents him. I want this particular figure. It would just go so well, with Lando and with Leia. You know what I mean? It just makes so much more sense. So if they're going to do it, you know, again, to say that they would actually do it or give us a release before the end of the year, it's a stretch. But they could still give it to us within the first quarter, or just a release the first quarter. I mean, a reveal. I'm sorry, of next year. Like they could, and we would still be happy. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
they
just
could do it before
just
the end of the year next year.
yeah, just give it to us. Like just give it to us. Why don't you? Like I mean, everybody, pretty. I hate looking at this though. It looks like Will. I mean, they can just give it to us, bro. Like, but just. Like seriously, just give us something. Just throw us a bone when it comes to this character, because they know people want it.
All right, Will. Let's let's talk. Let's go to you with Han Solo here, and I agree with Lael.
It does look like Will, right?
No, I'm just like, I swear he has mascara on or something. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, bro. He's in Green Day. This is Green Day Han. This is like, he has mascara on. I'm telling you.
Cheers to you, Will, on that.
Thanks,
Very
man.
good. Look, I think they're going to reuse. I agree with Lael. I agree with what Dante said. I think they're going to reuse. I think Harrison Ford, from what I've heard, is very difficult. So if they reuse one of the head sculpts they already have, which both of them are not bad at all. It's not like that A New Hope Luke, which is a little subpar, I guess, nowadays. It's still great. But, I mean, they could easily do this a little makeup, a little change here, a little change in the head sculpt. I mean, could you see this before the end of 2022? Finally, an announcement.
Yeah, I don't think so, Aries. I think this is going to come eventually, but I mean, I think everyone's starting to lose hope at this point, because they've, like you guys have said, they teased them a bunch of times. I think it'd be pretty easy, but they'd have to do a new head sculpt on Han. And like you said, Harrison Ford seems to be, at least the rumor has always been that he's very particular about his likeness. He doesn't really want to sign stuff in general, doesn't want to sign away his likeness rights. So it's a tricky one. So maybe just working with him is difficult. And Hot Toys just like, we want to make another Han Solo, but it's just too expensive or too difficult to do, so we're just not going to do it. That's the only justification. It's kind of like trying to figure out how C-3PO has not been made at this point, right? There's got to be something that we don't know about, because clearly the Hot Toys would have made one. They made multiple R2s. They've made a New Hope Han. They made a Force Awakens Han. So, maybe there's something else involved with Bespin Han about why he's not being released, but I don't think I could see it before the end of the year. But I mean, there's got to be, something's got to give, right? There's got to be some reason why he's not being released, but I think eventually he will. Maybe by the end of next year or something else will be up for pre-order. And it goes. I mean, like you guys have said, they got Lando, they got brother cousins, they got Bespin Leia, who's now become very popular. She's the only Leia I have, and she's fantastic. So and you could also, I mean, I guess put your Chewie in there if you wanted to, your Vader, Empire, but yeah, I mean, they've really been on this Empire line. They did Boba, they did Vader, a reissue. So why not a Bespin Han? I don't know. There's got to be some kind of reason, because it's Harrison Ford, it's Han Solo. He will sell. So
yeah, and they've come out with a ton of Endor also as well. They've come out with a lot of
there's got to be a
Empire.
reason, Aries. There's got to be some business reason that they're not doing it. Like maybe they just can't work out a contract. Like the same reason why they didn't do a Joaquin Joker, right? It's a very popular film, made $1 billion. There's got to be, other companies made him, but there's got to be a reason similar that they just couldn't work it out, or I don't know. Maybe their data's telling them it wouldn't sell. I don't know.
Well, before I go to the other panel members here, I go to the next one. Major Bren Derlin, I told you I'd put it up. $20 smash. Thank you so much, my friend. Azaj over Darkside Ray any day. Love Ray, but we have enough Rays. Got to get some other strong females in there. Look, I really think if they come out with an Azaj Ventress, it can have an effect on the internet like Rex and Ahsoka did. It's certainly a figure that comes up every single time I do a live show. Is it possible? You have to wonder. Look, and it's such a popular character. I really think that Filoni knows that, Favreau knows that. Maybe they'll find a way through some flashback scenes, or who knows. I mean, to be able to bring that character in. But I am right with you, Major Bren, for sure. And thank you so much for that. And sticking with that, Brother Cousins, you can certainly comment on the Han. But let me bring this up, because I brought up a couple before. You talk about using the same head sculpts, and you do have the Book of Boba coming up, and you have to wonder what happened to this outfit that I'm going to put up over here. But every time they put out a
Yes.
Leia,
Yes.
it goes away. It
I think
just
this is
waves.
coming. I think this is
Oh,
coming.
absolutely.
This is coming.
And
Absolutely.
I think this
Yeah.
is the one we're missing.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Absolutely. Leia, we all know Leia sells. She sells big time and does good on the secondary market. And man, yeah, we get this. It's gonna break the internet. Definitely. Going back to Han Solo, I was just thinking this
Yeah.
where everybody was talking. If they release it, well, I'm just gonna predict it. Eventually, we're going to get it. Will it be next year? Maybe, maybe not. But if we get it, I predict them doing. If we do get it, if we do get a Han Solo from Empire Strikes Back, we're not only going to get that figure. We're going to get that figure. We're going to get a new Han and Chewie 2-pack, and in that Han and Chewie 2-pack, we're going to get Chewbacca with pieces of C-3PO.
Oh, you're talking
That's
about
how you
with
get
the
the dig. Yeah.
This is a dig.
That's the ultimate slap in the face. Yeah. To the
yeah, that
fans.
would
Yeah.
be. That would be.
Well, let me, Will, if
Yeah.
they come out with this, I see absolutely no way that they don't actually give you this, because the head sculpt is money.
Oh,
I
man,
think they're
that's
going to
mad
reuse it
money.
a couple of times, and I think this is the closest you're going to get to
Yeah.
Leia when she was in Jabba's palace. You're not going to get the slave Leia.
Slave player, right?
I think
right.
you're going to get the Bouche Leia. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, like you guys have said, Leia seems to be pretty popular. So, all the OG characters for the most part seem to be pretty popular. So
They've all sold out.
yeah, exactly. They've all sold out and they seem to, exceed expectations on the secondary for the most part. I'm sure there's a few exceptions here and there, but overall with Star Wars riding high right now, everything seems to be doing well. When Star Wars maybe drops down and something comes out that's disappointing, maybe Obi-Wan disappoints or Book of Boba or something, maybe the figures drop. But even then, Star Wars is killing it right now, so it doesn't seem likely. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's just tricky right now with them going back to anything original at this point, because like Lael said, they're really riding the current stuff really hard. They're riding Mando. They're going to ride Book of Boba. They're going to ride Obi-Wan. And it's so difficult because I was thinking about this, just the practical, the practical concerns about how much they have going for them right now that they have to keep up with. Think how many Marvel properties are coming out on Disney Plus in the films. Think how many DC properties are coming out. They hardly even keep up with DC. How many Star Wars shows are going to be dropping in the near future, right? Andor, Obi-Wan. We got Book of Boba, and then everything else that'll be coming out that I'm sure they'll announce and then cancel and then bring back. That's just how they seem to do things. But there's so much they have to keep up with that's current, so it's so hard for them to go back and do older things now because they can't even keep up with how many Spider-Men have just been announced already that they haven't even announced the other ones yet, and the villains. So I mean, it's just so much for Hot Toys to keep up with. They're already running behind on all these other figures that haven't come out yet. So you're looking at figures like these that are older trilogy ones. Like it's just dicey because Hot Toys, I feel like, is a little swamped right now and they're overwhelmed with keeping up with everything with two properties basically. Throw aside DC because they're not even really doing that much with DC.
Right.
So look at Steppenwolf, hardly anything. I mean, sorry, Snyder Cut. No Steppenwolf, no Dark Side, nothing.
That's true.
And right, and just to echo what Jay said about that everything Leia sells, I do agree with that. I mean, she's a really good character. This one will be a good call if you ask me. They definitely should do this version of Leia, but also they should also do the version of Lando, the one that Sasha did with that helmet, right?
Yep.
They should do that, but Hatos should do it because I think the Lando that they did, it was really good. The Hesper was really, really nice, and it's going very cheap now.
Yeah.
That's one of those figures that once it is sold out, people are going to realize, shoot, I should have got this one.
Absolutely.
So I think that Leia will be a really good call. I can see her happening next year. I don't think this year.
Yeah.
But also, just to again echo what Will said, with the shows that are upcoming shows for Star Wars, it is hard for Hot Toys to go back and do OT figures just because we have so many good shows coming. But what they can do is try to piggyback on those flashbacks and try to get those figures, perhaps with the label of whatever show is going. instead of going backwards, right? I think they can at least do something. We absolutely gonna see some type of flashback in Obi-Wan show. We have to see some flashback in the Boba Fett book, in the book of Boba Fett. That would make sense. Perhaps a Han Solo, maybe a small
maybe.
cameo. Why not? I mean, that's Han Solo and Boba Fett. That's a really close, connection right there. So let's see what happens. Hopefully.
Don't forget that Rex technically is still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Damn.
And we could see him in Book of Boba.
That would be freaking epic, baby.
Yeah.
And then another version.
Yeah.
Which,
with the white beard, with the white, that
it.
would be incredible. Yeah, he's still alive. He's still out there. So I'm saying that there's endless possibilities of characters that we could actually see. And it'll be incredible if we get. Listen, if at this point, just Mace. I'm gonna keep saying and reiterating. Just give us Mace that'll hold us over, and you wouldn't have so many discussions. Give us Race. Give us the figures. I mean, give us, of course. Give me Finnick first, but give us Mace, and we'll all be happy.
Any figure, even a Will figure, will be happy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I know L would buy probably
no con exclusive for that one. That's a day one. That's a
give
dope
us a young Lando, a young brother
need a
cousin
young brother
Julian
cousin.
Lando. We do. Come on, man. Just give us that, bro. I mean, give it. You got to give it to us while you still got the curls, bro. You can't. You still got the curls. Give it to us now. Why not?
Yep.
Oh, with that.
Well, let me take you all on a ride here. So I'm going to go put these on. We're going to go on the last ditch, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You all ready in the chat? And you guys got to be all ready in here. I'm going to put up the obvious. But you guys in the chat, you don't have to wait your turn. Just say yes or no. It seems like what I'm going to put up is going to be obvious that you'll get an announcement before the end of 2022. Not this year. It could happen this year. That's fine. But I'm going to give you guys, when I put these up, either say yes or no. You can talk over each other or whatnot real quick. Before the end of 2022, yes or no. And I'm going to put up obvious ones because maybe they're not so obvious. And no, 808, I am not putting on the man. I'm not putting on. But listen, he is coming. He is coming. But look, let me go to this right now. Is it possible before the end of 2022, this will be one of the pre-orders that they're going to need to put up anyway? Here we go.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's a definite.
No.
And for me, I say yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Before the end of 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
No,
there.
because I don't really know much about the character.
We'll get there, God, because the thing is, it's a perfect opportunity. Sideshow release one, so Hot Toys is going to take full advantage, especially if he has a presence in Mando.
Leo will fill me in. Give me his
If
highlights.
it's in the book of Boba Fett, if he's in the book of Boba Fett, yes.
Yeah, if he's in the book of Boba, then we'll definitely.
If not,
that's
then
a yes.
maybe and no, maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
Next
possibility.
one. Before the end of 2022, will we get an official announcement? Yes or no?
Who's that? That Wolf?
Yes, that's Commander Wolf.
I don't know.
I say yes.
Possibly.
I'm gonna say no.
I say yes with optimism, but I don't know.
I say yes.
Aries is a yes to everything.
He's a clone. Yes.
Frog lady, yes.
I'm gonna say yes just because we've seen a pattern going on right now with the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You saw what happened with Jesse. You saw what happened with Bunth. I don't know the name of the other guy, but I think it's a yes.
All
And
right.
what we know of right now with the Clone Wars line is kind of close. From what we've seen, is kind of closing out because we got Ahsoka we're waiting on and Maul, and that's you got Jesse and you got they're gonna keep going on. So yeah.
And General Kenobi too. So
All right. Before the end of 2022, I actually think this is coming before the end of 2021, but yes or no? Before the end of 2022.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Yes,
yeah. If they don't,
It's
I
the
will.
obvious. It's the
I
obvious.
will knock on Howard Chan's door and punch him right in his face, and he will revoke my license for ever collecting another Hot Toys again. If they do not release this figure, and I'm holding true to my word, and people think I am playing, I am getting 3. I'm literally getting 3 of this figure. That's how much I love this figure. I love it so much.
I love this figure too. I was
it-
actually
it
thinking
will-
of getting
it-
two because you got
yeah.
to put it, Leo, with your 2-pack Boba Fett,
Yes.
not just the throne.
I'm
Yes.
gonna give you the date when this is gonna be announced.
Give me the date.
December 16th.
Oh,
think
December
so?
16th.
I like that.
You think
I
so?
like that.
All right.
So 2
Okay,
weeks before
Man-
the
Man
show.
of
Hold
Hot-
on, Aries. What does the
Man of
Hot
Hot-
Toys Wizard say about this?
I don't know. The Hot Toys
It's a
Wizard
vacation, I
had
think.
been trying to
He's
call
looking
me,
for
but he keeps
Pennywise.
breaking up.
Well
You have to
deserved.
wonder what's going on with the Hot Toys Wizard.
Man of Hot, I'm putting my faith in you, bro. Like, I swear to God, if the 16th comes around and it's not there,
I know. You're gonna.
please,
All right,
so
next
sad.
one.
We should drop dates and see who's
Who's closer? Who's closer?
Right? You guys want to put a date? I said December 16th. Any of you guys want to put a date?
I'm gonna say December 22nd.
All right, I'll
I'll
give you a
say,
date.
I'll say
where are we?
December
I don't know. I'm just throwing
the.
out dates.
Well, what's the count? December the 29th? Is that a Wednesday? That's when the show comes out, right?
29th is Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go the 27th, and we're going Price is Right rules. If you go over, you lose. So if you go overestimate the date, you automatically lose. I'm gonna go 27th, 2 days before.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like the 27th. I gotta go with Will on that. Put me down for that one.
Okay. What about you, Aries?
I'm going Monday. 29th, baby.
Monday.
Book it down. All right, this next one. Is it possible? And there's a couple here. You could talk about them both before the end of 2022.
Dude.
Ooh,
Second,
yeah. Ooh.
second sister, I would be all over. That's a dopo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. Damn.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I don't-
Obi-Wan
yeah.
series.
No, I think it's gonna happen in Obi-Wan series.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
right,
so
right,
when
maybe.
it- the-
But is
the
are they
Obi-Wan
gonna have the
series,
same
yeah.
second sister outfit? I mean, the Inquisitors all have
It
that
could be
outfit.
the seventh sister.
It might be the seventh sister, but the
Okay.
thing is, because you got to look at the actual promo photos, the art photos, and you'll actually see an Inquisitor on one of them. So this is something I have wanted ever since I played the game. Like, I don't know why they didn't give it to us yet. It would have been the perfect opportunity, but we're going to see an Inquisitor. I know that we will see an Inquisitor. It's just a matter of when. But man,
How about the
yeah.
Purge Trooper?
I would love to see
Maybe.
them both.
They're pretty cool.
I would definitely love
cool.
to see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really dope. They're crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Yes or no? Before the end of 2022, an official announcement for the following.
Oh yeah.
Before the end of 22, though, I'm gonna say no. But I'm gonna say yes next year. Oh, sorry,
Next-
for the end of 2022. I thought you meant 2021. Sorry.
Not 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, 2022. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
June 13, 2020. I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Dante, give us Pennywise's release date. If you're gonna give us all this info, give us Pennywise info.
Pennywise is gonna be released on December 14th.
I bought Christmas
All
Day.
right, so listen. Christmas Day. Listen, that's what I've been saying, baby. That's what we're going to put them out knowing Hot Toys. The marketing that they use.
Right.
Look, I'm going to put this one up, and if you say yes on this one, then you agree with the rumors on like Star Wars Meg and Mike Zero and everything else that you're hearing. If you say no on this one, then I agree on that too. But this is a very interesting one because we've already talked about this character. But I'm talking about this version of this character. Yes or no before the end of 2022?
Wow.
Yes.
I say yes.
Hell yeah!
Yes.
I
This
think
is
he's
gonna be
coming
a
back.
mother.
And one of these,
Leo and I are conflicted. I want it to be yes, but I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna
I
say
want
no.
it to be yes.
I want
I
it
wanted
to be yes.
yes, but yeah, I think that we won't get this version. We're going to get the we'll get these the prequel
version, yeah.
No,
yeah,
for
the
2022 is not. I think for next year.
I'm not betting on that.
Yeah, I
no.
don't think he's gonna show up.
I'm
personally,
not
but-
going to
July 6, 2020.
12:53
Yeah.
p.m.
12.
I
No,
think-
actually, I have
yeah.
to be probably 3:39 a.m.
Oh,
for
okay.
us, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, Hong Kong time too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know.
here's the next one. Yes or no before the end of 2022?
I would
like
say
that.
yes. I think we could get something like that. I think that
Yeah.
maybe a 2-pack or maybe a swappable head or something. Yeah, I think this is going to happen. Obi-Wan, Vader. I think we're going to get something unique looking like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I say
absolutely.
yes. Yeah.
And
All
I
right.
say yes.
This one, before the end of 2022, an announcement.
Yeah.
Lyle sounds
Crosshair.
awesome.
I'm just gonna say
Who's-
yeah.
Bad
I'm gonna
Batch.
say yeah. There's been
Bad
way too
Batch?
many. Yeah. There's been way too many. Yeah, I think we will.
Season
We
2 is
definitely
coming too,
will.
right?
Yes.
Next year. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
yeah.
definitely will.
I think
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we
I
will.
say yeah.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. It's
I heard that
probably
they're gonna
easy
do
for
the
them.
whole Bad Batch though. That's what I heard.
All right, next one. I mean, these seem like they're obvious, right? So here we go. Here's another one.
Yeah,
Eat.
absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
It's got
With the sport.
how
coat.
many versions though? One version only, or are you going to get multiple? What say
I
you
think
guys?
there might be
Depends
2,
on-
maybe.
It depends
think
on what
3
we see.
versions.
Yeah.
It's gonna
3.
be one older. I think 3 versions. One older, like almost going to a New Hope type of thing.
Yeah.
Then Mythos one, and probably a battle damage one, like when he was fighting Anakin or something like that, or maybe a different outfit. I don't know, but I think we're gonna see 3 versions of this.
Maybe it's a good chance to give us an Alec Guinness reissue.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yes,
Or a
Yes,
hybrid
I
one,
believe
right?
that
Yeah,
that's
maybe or
gonna
a
happen.
New Hope reissue, maybe a remake, maybe
Oh,
of,
you know,
of
yeah.
Obi-Wan. People would love that because a lot of people missed out on that.
All right, I'm putting this up, and you're going to have to. Hopefully, you have to think about it too long. And I'm thinking about Book of Boba Fett. Let me pull this up. Different versions of Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Are we going to get him next year? I'm putting this up. Yes or no?
Boba's now Iron
Not next year.
No.
We'll get
Man. I'm gonna say
announcements next
no,
year.
but it's definitely possible. It's definitely not.
Yeah, we'll get
unreasonable.
announcements next year. Yeah, for sure. Because if you look at the new trailer, that costume is a little different. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, here we go. We're getting to the last few. Are we going to get official announcement before the end of next year? I actually think we're going to get this before the end of this year, but let me just pull it up.
Ooh, maybe, dude.
I don't know. It's a maybe.
we need it this year.
It would have made more sense, but I hope they fix
Yeah.
that bottom lip. But yeah.
Yeah.
December 8th at 4:39 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, look, obvious. Pull this up. Yes or no? An announcement before the end of next year.
Yeah.
They got to come out with a figure
When
for
does the show
series,
come out?
right?
When's the show come out?
It comes out in the summer.
Of next year?
I would probably say yes.
Then yeah, if the show comes out next year,
they
then
have
you'll
to.
get,
Again, they better show some love.
you'll
They're
get
gonna
something
have to.
announced. For
I
sure.
mean,
need to
there's
cash
no
in and do
way.
it, man.
You know, every Disney series they've been doing a figure, regardless of the character, right? Everyone. This is a Star Wars, so there's no way
Yeah,
they
have
will
to.
not. Do
and a
it.
lead character. Yeah, no.
And they're
chance.
gonna probably do on K2SO as well.
Supposedly he's not
Yeah.
in it, but I don't know.
I heard that
It could be.
he's
It could be.
gonna
He could probably be more towards the
misdirecting.
end. You know, they could
Maybe,
be
yeah.
misdirecting, so they won't let it out because they, you know, even Alan Tudyk, he actually hinted at certain things without saying so much. So
gotcha.
yeah, we'll see.
And the final one that you would think would be obvious at this point. Before the end of 2022, are we going to get an official announcement?
No.
No,
Now with that
not
on.
at all.
Forget the
I'd take it for that arm. I'll take
No.
anything they'll give me at this point. But
No.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's
No,
going to
I'm
happen.
kind
Definitely
of
not.
convinced. Damn, that looks good. I'm kind of
August-
convinced
oh,
it'll
man.
never happen.
August
Definitely
22nd,
not.
2022.
That's a no.
Happened to be my birthday. That's why.
So
Nice.
you guys say no, but an
No.
official announcement for 3C3PO before the end of next year.
No.
Not this year.
No.
I don't think so. I would love for it to happen, but it should have happened 6 years ago. So I mean,
No.
it's you know.
Yeah.
Nah.
Wait a
I
minute,
would
guys.
love
Wait,
to,
wait.
but no.
Someone's trying to hack into my computer. What the heck is this? What the heck? Hold on. What's going on here? Hold on.
This is an emergency interruption from the Hot Toys wizard himself. And you have to wonder, with all this talk in the community, where's C-3PO? Where is Goldenrod? Where is Anthony Daniels? And you have to wonder, is it possible that C-3PO will be officially announced during 2022? And I looked into my Palantir, and I say yes! C-3PO, mark it as a lock, baby, coming in 2022 to a pre-order near you. Now you can go back to your panel. Goodbye.
You heard it there.
So, because I heard from the Hot Toys Wizard, I have to say, because he's never let me down, I say yes.
We'll see.
But look, I feel you guys. It feels like it's never going to come out. But here's the thing. I mean, I was looking today, Leo, and C-3PO's in everything. He's in the Clone Wars. He's in Rebels. He's in every one of these movies, and you know he's going to start popping up in shows. And I actually was scratching my head going, can he actually, I mean, like, do we have to wait for him to pop up on a show from Favreau or Filoni? And like, what label are they going to give him? Is it going to be, you know, this series or that series or this movie or that movie? Come on. And for me, I don't even think you can't call Hot Toys a complete collection if you don't have C-3PO. Come on.
Yeah.
It depends. See, here's the thing: I think the only way we would actually see him is if we actually have another scene with Bail Organa, and we actually see him because again, the droid is still with Bail, you know, for right now, and mind wiped for what we know. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've been banking on a C-3PO for the longest time, and they haven't done it yet. You know what I mean? We've been relying on the sideshow version, but I don't know. It's one of those situations where they're just not showing the golden. You know, they're not showing him I call him the golden Oscar. Where they're not showing him any type of love at all. They're not. They're not showing him any love. So if they haven't already done it, I mean, to release an R2 without a C-3PO is a travesty. Like, that's the dumbest thing that they could have ever done. And I think that they probably even held off, considering the simple fact that Sideshow had already released one. So I don't know. I'm not seeing a C-3PO is like saying that Will really does not like Pennywise. That's yeah,
exactly.
I mean?
Dante
like,
too, man. Dante's just as much a lover as
you
me.
know what I mean? So I don't know.
Well,
man.
I think we're gonna be. I don't know why I have this in my head. I think we're gonna get surprised, and I think the day that you least expected, you're gonna see a 2-pack C-3PO and R2-D2 diecast.
Yeah,
$485. You know,
you're right.
Give us the time and the date, Dante. Give us the time and the date.
July 17,
Okay.
436.
Do you guys think it could be? Will, you kind of like alluded to this early in the stream. Do you think it could be like a legal reason? Because I know Sideshow had done a lot of Star Wars figures, and they had the contract before Hot Toys had it and all that.
It's a robot.
It could, yeah, but it could. Honestly, the only explanation is maybe Sideshow doesn't want Hot Toys to make one because they just keep reissuing theirs, and that's the one figure I think that people will buy from Sideshow is C-3PO because you can't what was it the diecast one, that one's like super freaking expensive. So you know, I think maybe Sideshow is like telling Hot Toys every year, like Hot Toys maybe wants to make one. Sideshow's like, we'd really like you not to. Because ours is selling. So
what about this type of version then, where it's like this is actually odd to me, all the wear and tear and weathering when Hot Toys kind of teased this. This is certainly way different than the one that Sideshow has. So maybe something even like that. I mean, I would be good guys with anything at this point for a C-3PO.
Yeah, I would too. I have the
Absolutely.
Sideshow one, and it's good. It's not bad. It's really not. I really like it, but a Hot Toys one, I'm sure, would be superior in every way.
Absolutely.
There's got to be a reason that we're not thinking of, because it literally makes no sense. As C-3PO does not exist from Hot Toys. He is in every Star Wars film. He is, all the trilogy or the saga at least, right? So
Well,
he's so important.
He's an
maybe
icon for Star Wars.
Yeah, like
He
literally,
really
he's
is.
one of the most recognized behind Darth Vader, maybe the
Yep.
most recognizable Star Wars character.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you someone would know, be like, oh, that's C-3PO
Chewbacca.
or
Despite
RGG,
the
yeah,
f-
Chewbacca.
Despite
Yeah.
the fact that he's been in every single Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Well,
come on.
here's an
it's-
interesting thing. What if they? I don't know if I would like it. I don't know how you guys would all feel. I know what R2 we did everything die cast. But the one way that you can make it different than Sideshow, if they make it just like Tamashii Nations, and I'm not even talking about putting in a couple of die cast pieces like they did with the IG-11. I mean, making the whole thing
Yep.
die cast. Then it really isn't comparable, is it, to the Sideshow version? I mean, and basically it's
Yeah.
going to be $400, isn't it?
The problem is it would be superior, and everyone would never buy a Sideshow one ever again, because the Hot Toys one is way better. That's actually
Very
worse
true.
for Sideshow, because then like it's so much better than what if the Tamashii Nation one was readily available, no one would buy the Sideshow one. Like, and that's kind of their worry. If Hot Toys makes a diecast one, it's sure to be superior. And that's a problem for Sideshow, because they want to sell more of that figure.
If Sideshow has that much power over Hot Toys,
They
that's a
might.
daggone shame, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally, if they have that much power, because you got to think, same thing happened. Sideshow released, that Jedi Luke, knowing that Hot Toys had one coming out, and
Right.
that didn't do as good at all. You know what I mean? So
But when we think about that, look at what happened with Grogu, because that was kind of like a weird thing right there. You had the Hot Toys Grogu, and then you had the Sideshow Grogu, and you have some people feeling that the Sideshow one is more, I think it's more superior. Than
I
the
honestly
Hot Toys
think,
one.
in my opinion, and I think all these opinions I think it could just be that there's a situation. It could be Sideshow. It could be where they're not trying to step on toes. But I actually really, really, really believe what it was is when they had those two prototypes up. You had The Last Jedi come out. And Will, I know you love the sequels. I like the sequels too. But the fact of the matter is, it was so toxic. And you guys know I'm a nut job Star Wars fan. I couldn't even get into. Like, I would talk to my wife and my daughters, and we go on these like midnight runs and be like, well, where's all the figures? And they're not even making 3 3/4 inch figures anymore for the Rise of Skywalker. It was just, I didn't even want to buy anything. And maybe Hot Toys like, you know what? A lot of the stuff we have on the table, C-3PO, 2 versions, Baze, Malbus, Kit Fisto, Padme, let's take it down a notch and let's concentrate on Marvel, because everybody hates this.
Right.
Is what they're. I'm wondering if that's the reason. And now here's the other thing, though. Now it's a good place for Star Wars, guys. But you're coming out of COVID too, so maybe everything combined, and maybe they're racing to try and get some of these out. What do you guys think of that idea? Maybe that's all it was.
Could be.
I don't
Just
know.
timing.
Maybe.
Timing in the
But
situation.
it's still, I mean, even now, Star Wars is very hot. Why not put it up now? I mean, so it's, who knows? I mean, there's got to be some kind of issue, because it literally makes no sense to C-3PO. There'd be multiple R2s, maybe like you said, even another one, and no C-3PO. That seems crazy.
Yeah.
True.
It is a little bit weird.
There's no
It is
logic
odd.
to it. So there's something we're missing, because there's literally no logic to it. Yeah. It's,
Well, please give me a C-3PO.
something's wrong. Yeah.
121 in here. Did you hit the like button yet, baby? Look, that's all I got for tonight. And this was epic. I think this was an epic show. But I want to give everybody a chance here to talk about their channels. I always do. It was my pleasure. I'm going to go down the list over here to have Lael back from 6 Scale Man. Lael, so glad to have you back. I'm certainly not going to wait that long to have you back again real soon.
Yeah,
Hope
definitely,
you come
man.
back.
I'd
But
love to
tell
come
us
back.
Awesome. Let's do it. But what's going on your channel? Talk a little bit about it.
Okay, so tomorrow I will have Take Your Position live with Iron Logan. We're going to actually be posing up the Hawkeye figure. It's going to be structured a tad bit different. We're going to do it with a bit of a theme. So it'll be a first live show that I'll have with him. Monday, as always, is Comic Book Talk with Friends. Where we are actually going to deep dive into the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye. Spoiler. So if you haven't actually seen it, you don't want to watch that show. And then I guess we'll be on with Justin on Tuesday. Wednesday, it'll be Say What, where we're gonna actually talk about some of the releases. I'm bullying. I have a tendency to bully people to get them on the show. So brother cousins and both brother cousins and Man of Hot. Y'all don't have a choice, so I'm not sending resumes. I'm not. I got goons. I got some goons. They will show up and they will tell you specifically what time we will be on the show, and if not, there will be consequences, repercussions. And on top of that, on Thursday, we're gonna have Uncivilized Scoundrels. It's me, my man Mario, and Aries, I would love to have you on Uncivilized Scoundrels, bro. It's strictly all Star Wars talk. This is what we actually talk about, everything Star Wars, from the films, the collectibles, to everything, even like the television, series. That's where that actually is held. So
I'd love to, baby.
Yeah, definitely love to get you on that show.
For sure, man.
So yeah, that's basically what's going on. So yeah, it's just pretty much I'm releasing a video the next couple of days from Take Your Position 1 for the Toys Night Vigilante. That finally got that edited and ready to go. I just got that Arkham Asylum Harley in, so I'll be putting up a video for that one. And I'm going to do a mashup with Quicksilver and the Flash. We're going to do basically a comparison, but a battle between both of them as a pose up video and Take Your Position. So yeah, that's everything that we're going to be doing. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, Lil. And yeah, you could. I'd love to come on your show. You can count me in. We'll talk and whatever ones you want. Looking forward to that. And listen, guys. If you're not subscribed to Lael and 1/6 Scale Man, I have the link actually right in the video description. All these guys are in there. Just go in there and subscribe. And going down the list, Will, it's so great to have you back. I'm enjoying all the camaraderie. This was a lot of fun. What's going on Will Foxification, my friend?
Bro, thanks so much, Aries, for having me on, man. This is my second time on. It's been a blast, dude. Seriously, it's been so much fun. Talking to Star Wars, you guys get to introduce me to things sometimes I don't even know about because I haven't seen Bad Batch and some of the other stuff. But I've seen all the other stuff, and I'll still be the resident sequel fan in any chat that we have. Leo knows that, so he's got my back. So, but on my channel, I have Collectors Mingle. I do a live stream every Sunday, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. I know Leo's going to be on there. I'm not sure who else is going to be on there yet. I usually figure it out like literally the day of, so I'll do that tomorrow.
We got to get Brother Cousins on there, bro.
He was on there last week, but if he wants to come back, absolutely.
Get him on there, bro. We got to.
I'm there.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Bro.
Any of you guys want to come on? Seriously, like any of you guys on this panel, like seriously, it's so much fun. We'll talk about.
Put it like that, Leo. I have no choice.
Awesome. I love
we need at least one pimp on the panel. So we need brother.
We need a resident pimp, bro.
Yeah. So
space pimp.
Yeah, exactly. Space pimp in real life. So we got the space pimp, and then Figures and Flicks I do with Justin. That drops every Friday. Lael and I am on Lael's show every Wednesday. That's always fun. And I just recently did a Prime 1 review of God of War Baldur quarter scale, so check that out. That's on my channel. I did that. I'll be doing other movie reviews and video essays in the future coming up. And I think that's pretty much everything. I did a Thanksgiving stream on Thursday night. That was fun. I was on there with me and Optical.
It was so fun.
That was fun. And we got to talk about salmon, ice cream, and what was the other one? The carrot pie.
Carrot pie, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So and then I'm always on these guys' streams. Anyone who wants me on, I usually pop on. I just did one with Iron Logan, a posing session, and I didn't break anything. So I was very proud. Leo, did you watch it, dude?
Yeah, I did. I did.
But John had to show me. I tried to get the Mark 50 gun on, and I couldn't get it on. He had to literally show me. I was like, John, I'm gonna break this.
I was proud. I was proud. I was proud. Will, did you? You get an A for effort, bro.
Yeah,
I was really,
bro.
really proud
I did
of
it.
that. Definitely.
So anyway, but that's all it is. Thanks for having me on as always, man. It's always good hanging with all you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And listen, everybody, I also got Will Foxification's link in the video description. Go in there, click on it, subscribe, baby. All right, keep going down. Dante, you're the next one on the list, the Man of Hot Collectibles. What do you got going on, my friend?
Well, first of all, thank you, Aries, for the chance of being here. Nice to see Lael, Will, brother cousins, everyone, obviously, on the chat. So what we have is I'm gonna do a. We have a new show coming on every. It's gonna be pretty much for now every Wednesday, unless weather permitted. It's gonna be every Wednesday called Between Collectors, and we're gonna start this Wednesday actually. And I'm gonna have brother cousins. I'm gonna have JB
Gold.
and Anthony from Six Call Mafia, and I'm waiting for Aaron Logan to confirm. I think he might not be able to do it, but that show is gonna be, it's gonna be a new panel every Wednesday. I'm gonna have new people every Wednesday. Very intimate type of show where you guys can ask us questions. We're gonna, give out tips to collectors. How we started. Why did we choose our names for our channels? Why do we have an Instagram page and things like that? It's more intimate. It's more like to know us, because you guys know what we do, but you guys don't know what we do in real life, right? Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you, every single little secret, but
Tell us everything.
you know what I'm trying to do, just so you understand the whole picture of how we started and all those things. So that's gonna happen on Wednesday at 8 p.m. So it's gonna be a 1 hour show, 8 to 9, because my friend Lyle has a show at 9:15, so I don't want to overlap, and I'd rather have it that time because it's gonna work for me. I don't want to be too late,
Blue
you know.
cape. Yes, he does.
And then Friday we're gonna have another live stream, which I'm gonna give you the name of the panel in sometime next week. A few reviews coming. The Spider-Man black and golden suit is coming either Monday or Tuesday morning. Captain Marvel is coming. Captain America 2012 is coming. And I'm working on a posting video as well. I don't know what figure. Don't ask me because I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to
Ahsoka's
choose.
coming.
But it's coming. It's coming. And
Ball's
next,
coming.
I know. And next, probably Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna be we're gonna have a new episode of What's Next. So this week I didn't have a What's Next because I did a Read to Figure previews, and honestly I wanted to take a break tomorrow. So thank you everyone. Just follow me on my Instagram page and Facebook group as well, Six Call Media, and thanks Aries for the spotlight.
Absolutely. Well, look, we got a lot going on. I got the link to Dante's in the video description below, the Man of Hot Collectibles. You all got to definitely subscribe to him if you're not already. And last but certainly not least, Brother Cousins.
AKA Space Pimp.
AKA Space Pimp. I'm going to start putting that at the bottom of the screen.
You need it.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
Listen, you're telling me, Brother Cousins, every time we talk, you're gonna start doing live streams soon. What's the latest?
I know. So I've been working on a couple of things. First of all,
Yeah.
Aries, thank you so much for bringing me on. And
Heck yeah.
I love it. You guys have been awesome, all of you guys. Yeah, so I'm working on that right now. It's called Best of the Best. It's going to be my stream. We're looking at doing it on Thursday nights. All you guys are invited. We're talking about like it's like really your top 5 best of. We're going to choose a best of category each show. So we're talking like best head sculpts of 2021, or we'll even jump from movies to like best movies of 2021 so far, stuff like that. So it's going to be fun, and hijinks ensues. We're going to have probably change out the panel every week. You guys are all invited. I'll be sending you guys requests on that like soon, like very soon. So we're looking at either this week or next week. And I'm going to address what Kevin was saying about I will break out the blue cape if Will wears the Loki helmet. That's how it has to go.
That might be a deal. I don't know. We'll have to see. I want to keep people in anticipation on that one.
We got to. But yeah, I got that coming out. I'm also working on a fan film. I can't say what kind of fan film it is right now, but it's gonna be cool. I'll just say I'm working on a Terminator fan film. I'm just gonna put that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Nice.
I've been talking to some people about that today, and that's why things are a little kind of all over the place with my channel right now, because we're trying to do so much at once. But I think this fan film is going to be awesome. But so you got that. You got the fan film. You got Best of the Best coming, and a bunch of more reviews. And I'm probably going to do another little video, a documentary style video this week. It's going to be called "Where's Ahsoka." Like where's Waddle? Where's Ahsoka? Seriously, where
in the world is Ahsoka Tano?
Where is she?
Oh,
but that's it.
Just do it sooner rather, because if he releases Monday, then you're gonna be like, "Oh, shit."
Oh, I'm screwed."
Well, listen, I got the link to Brother Cousins within the video description below as well. And what's going on at 6 Scale Cantina? As if there wasn't enough going on already tonight, baby. Look, is it possible I will be live and raw this coming Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern? And I say yes. So you're going to get Aries as live and raw this week on Monday. Look, you're probably going to get a few impromptu live and raws with what's cooking with Hot Toys right now before the end of the year. So you all don't want to, miss out on that. And I'll have a show this week, market chart show, probably an edition of the Aries Tarrington show. I'll be live next Friday on yours, Dante. I'll probably be live on some of these guys here as well. Who knows? But definitely live and raw on Monday for sure. That's what I've got going on. So
Yeah.
and hey, by the way, subscribe to me as well. As if you want to, I got the link where you're watching it. So just go click, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, I had a lot of fun, guys. This was a good one tonight. I think we went through. I love that last segment too, the yes or no. It was like,
Yeah, it was definitely fun,
That was
man.
awesome.
That was great.
Yep.
it was real hot. So listen, I'm going to end it like this. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends. We'll see you next time.